is caught. Diggs, sideline, touchdown. Unbelievable. Vikings win it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. That's right, to another episode of your favorite sports podcast show. This is Sideline Banter. I'm your host, as always, Cooper Pose. Join with me. We got Weston Murphy right here, and we have a special guest tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend, the woman, Carlos Sainz. Carlo, welcome to the show. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, man. I'm very, very happy to be here. Super, super excited. I know the last time we were here,
technical difficulties.
Super Bowl weekend,
Waste Management.
Probably
open.
the biggest episode we were going to have.
the biggest sell in
missed it.
Sideline
Yeah,
Banter
missed it.
history.
And we missed it.
It happens.
We
It's
apologize. We took a 2-week hiatus
3 weeks. Was it 3
But
weeks?
why?
Yeah, it was 3 weeks.
because
Yeah, why do we do
Why
that?
did we miss the
be-
podcast?
oh, it was 3 weeks, huh? Because our producer Spencer had to move.
Yeah,
his
blame
house.
it on me.
They don't use boxes.
We're not blaming it on you, but
You guys don't use boxes.
yeah, they don't
right?
use boxes. They carry everything out
We
individually.
use boxes. What the fuck?
You don't use boxes to move, right?
No, we definitely
You
use
did
boxes.
use it
Yeah,
inside?
we had movers. Like it was everything.
Just Ziploc bags, I think. We had a lot of Ziplocs.
Well, I know last time we moved, you had no boxes at all.
Yeah, last time. My family's not good at moving.
Manually moved from a human being.
Here's
Yeah.
what I want to know. Why don't you guys pack like ahead of time?
We
in
got a
advance, you know what I
podcast to talk about.
Yeah, more of the story.
We don't need to talk about my moving process.
You don't know how to get some boxes.
Maybe do it like a month in advance if you know you got to do it. You know.
You can get moving done in one day,
Hey,
Spencer.
hey, my stuff all ready to go, smooth. My family's just
Okay.
not good at it. I
Facts.
told you.
Either way,
I'm just saying, you can move in one day.
fans of Sideline Banter, we had a banger of an episode. We recorded
did.
it.
Oh,
we
God,
had an
it was
absolutely
perfect.
stellar start.
The vibes were immaculate.
And then we
it's a good start.
quickly realized we were not capable of taking care
did
of
not
the
have
technology ourselves.
We did not have the facilities for that.
Yeah.
No, big man.
No, big man. Yeah, we needed Spence here, but we got him back, and we're gonna try to give you guys a banger of an episode tonight. We got unfortunately, like I said, we missed the Super Bowl, so
Oh, congrats, Chiefs.
yeah, congrats to the Chiefs.
Yeah, whatever.
Great NFL season. We're looking forward to the offseason. Already a lot of moves being made. Combine's going on this week. Some drama today with the top prospect. You guys see that?
Yep, Jalen Carter.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
Not looking good for him.
he's probably still gonna get drafted. Let's be real here.
Probably
but-
by the Cowboys or the Raiders.
100%.
a lot of fans were saying a lot of fans
100%.
were like, so like I don't know what team had the 10th pick, but somebody tweeted like, I would never touch Jalen Carter with inside the 9th pick. The 10th pick seems just about right. Like people like, so it's like
For
people,
sure.
people still, nobody's like, unless something really bad happened, like nobody gives a
Unless they
shit.
killed somebody,
Yeah.
then I understand.
Well, they're saying yeah, it's possible. It's possible. It is possible. They're saying the crash that happened, there's evidence that
They were racing.
they were racing, and Jalen Carter, like when he got questioned by the police, was very wishy-washy with
that
how
he
was
wasn't
answering.
there.
He did also apparently was there and left.
Or it's a marketing scheme.
I mean, it's a
Oh.
horrible way to market yourself.
Yeah, you know.
Dude's potential number one
everybody
pick.
has their own way of marketing themselves, right?
100%, 100%.
He's trending, is he not?
He is. Oh yeah, he's
Exactly.
trending.
I'm his PR guy.
He's trending.
We're fucking killing numbers, dude. This is great. We gotta
Sliding
keep
down
going.
the
Okay, but what
draft
if-
board up the social
what if-
media
Keep
rings.
going,
What if
baby.
you're John Morant's PR guy? How you feeling right now?
Ooh, you're gonna have a tough life as his
Tough life.
publicist.
Tough life. John Morant, what's going on with him?
He fucking sucks, right?
He does kind of suck. No.
I hate
I
him.
don't know. I think he's kind of good.
No, he's
Good
good,
at
at basketball.
That's what I
Phenomenal at
All you guys
basketball.
are crazy.
But as a person,
He is annoying.
he seems
And
like he kind of.
I do
I'm
not.
fine in the West.
He said, I mean, yeah.
Ah, yes, dude.
I mean, KD just played tonight, 23 points.
Had a great game tonight.
Had a
Welcome
great
to
game
the Suns,
tonight. Welcome
Kevin.
to the Suns,
Suns.
Kevin. Yeah, John Morant.
Come on the show, Kevin.
What a guy. What an interesting guy, you know? He's in the NBA. He's making millions. He doesn't have to be that, you know. He doesn't
Yeah, I
have-
saw a tweet that John Morant's the only guy that wants to make it out the NBA and back into the hood, but he would never started in the hood.
I was going to say, I don't know the guy like that, but from what
Oh,
I've
they
seen,
roast him. He went to prep school and he lived.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
He,
so
I did
he's
not know
like,
that. He was at school?
he is not hard.
Is his real name Clarence?
Dude, I think that's just the Eminem rap that's been circulating. Like memeing him.
I
don't think his name's actually Clarence.
No, I was referencing 8 Mile.
Oh, okay,
I was referencing 8 Mile.
I thought you were serious.
I was referencing 8
You got
Mile.
on you real quick.
But we got sidetracked. John Morant, it's a whole other story.
You haven't been the same since Volk lost.
Dude, I know.
It's like a piece of you got
I've been getting the Volk haircut for the last 6 months, bro, and he lost.
I mean,
Now you got the Bo Nickel. You got a new.
now you do look like Bo Nickel.
Bro.
Got a lot to say about that guy. I saw some of the questions we have for today. I got a lot to say about that.
You're more like Bo Penny. Got him.
Well, we are talking a lot of UFC tonight. We do have a banger of a card this weekend, UFC 285. Johnny Bones Jones returns after a 3-year hiatus for the heavyweight championship.
We're gonna talk fights later, but we got.
I'm getting to it. Come on, I'm getting to it.
You know what?
Something that people know, so they stick around for it.
I don't know, dude. You got a lot of rust on you. It's been a couple weeks.
I'm perfectly fine. I'm ready to go.
A piece of you, huh?
Nashville did take a piece of me.
You did a worm like
piece
10
of.
times,
I did probably 10 worms.
He left a piece of him on the dance floor.
I did. My knees were
Whoa.
pretty. Pause. My knees were pretty.
Where you go?
I woke up.
Worm?
Oh yes, it's from the worm.
All right,
I hope.
I was walking up the stairs after the first night, and I was like, bro, I can't hit this worm anymore. And then that night, boom, worm.
Alcohol gets in you, just worm,
Oh, yeah.
worm.
Oh, yeah.
Worm.
But
You need a lot of space. I like how it lets people know.
I can worm anywhere. I can do the worm
No,
anywhere.
but I'm saying when I've seen you doing the worm, you do the whole like.
Yeah, you make it a scene. You make it about you.
Because it's like,
it's
it's a part of the ambiance. It's like, hey, I'm about to do something sick.
yeah.
You guys got to fucking get out of
I
the way.
hate
If
that.
nearby, like in the splash zone, they will get hurt. You will kick them in the fucking face.
Bro, if somebody just walked through on Coop's video and he's doing the worm and just kicked him right in the chin while he's fucking flipping up and kept it walking, bro, and he's just wormed.
All I saw was that you did a lot of worms.
I did.
While you're on your vacation.
I did.
Which I think everybody deserves a vacation.
Yes, it was much needed. It was a good time.
Get away from the podcast.
a good time.
Get away from the desk.
I mean, the podcast was already, the podcast was already MIA.
But he needs to refocus, no?
Refocus now.
Oh, I'm refocused right now, and I'm about to refocus.
In here.
I'm about to refocus right now. Don't forget to follow us at _Sideline Banter on Instagram and Twitter. You can find us at Sideline Banter on YouTube as well. Hit
Thanks
that
for
like,
holding him
subscribe
accountable.
button.
It's hard
Of
sometimes.
course.
Don't forget to download our episodes. You can listen to them in the car, headphones, at the gym. You can watch on YouTube while you're at home, when you're at work,
On your bike?
on your bike,
Going on a walk.
Going on a walk. at your brother's
I know
wedding.
cats go on walks
You know,
sometimes.
anywhere you want.
At your shitty job? Listen to us.
Hey, got a point there. But
But,
I
hey,
felt that one.
hey, you open up a can of worms. Let's not get into it.
we are going to talk UFC 285. But there is one thing we need to get back to that I think we can admit we miss. And that was sweeping them socials. We know you guys have been waiting. We've got a couple people who have been DMing us the last couple weeks asking, hey, man, where's the pod?
We gotta get a
Where's
pulse on the
Sideline
people.
Banter? And I said to myself, wow, we actually have a following.
Yeah.
The 6-7 people who clearly care about us. It's incredible. I love it. Thank you guys, as always. I don't know what camera Spencer's got on me, but
Hopefully neither, because let's be real. All
No.
we got the double cameras tonight, baby. We're back. So let's go ahead and sweep them socials, huh?
right.
All right.
After you?
Yeah, take it away, Westo.
I'm rusty. This guy, I said, let's sweep the socials. And he said,
Before we start, just show off the shirt.
Hasby.
oh.
He's here.
I can't do
Can you
that.
zoom in on that?
I can't.
Ah.
I don't have that much control.
Hasbullah.
He doesn't have the facilities for that.
He's here with us today. He's here with us now. And he's here to talk fights too. And a lot of what I'm about to say is what Hasbullah told me.
Why are you pointing up at the sky? That man's not dead. He said,
I'm just showing my respect. I'm showing my respect.
Hasbullah is Jesus.
He looks over us.
why does he talk like that, though?
You know he's like 19 years old. He's like old.
Bro, he would
He's like
give
the cutest thing in the world.
Cooper the beats.
He would give you the beats.
Yeah, right.
He's got hands.
He does have hands.
Are you guys sparring tonight? That's what I heard.
Hey,
We can spar in here, like middle corner, like
Yeah.
the car jitsu. Have you seen that shit?
Yes.
I love those.
what about
Those are so crazy.
you seen those telephone fights where the two people get in the telephone
In the little red
It's
box.
crazy.
Can we talk about the car jitsu real quick? That's ridiculous, right?
Wait, they do jujitsu in the car?
Dude,
Yes, you haven't
never
seen
seen
it?
that?
Bro, they literally sit there with their seatbelts and they give a countdown and they fucking unclip.
Unclipping,
Dude, the video I saw, this guy immediately put this guy in like a triangle choke.
Can
Literally
you
in the
choke him
seat.
with the seatbelt?
Yeah.
anything-
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that video.
Yeah.
That
No,
video. The guy was
close.
holding the other dude's seatbelt clipped in while he was grabbing him.
Bro, you ever sat on the seatbelt clip? That would be a vicious move.
No, dude. There's
Bruh.
like because there's so much technical stuff that goes into that. Like you gotta like be ready. I don't
yeah.
know how the positioning is or how I think
They're
you have
literally
your
just
arms,
sitting.
like here.
They're literally just sitting, and they're literally like this with their seatbelts ready to go.
Yeah, they're
The
waiting.
The
to
guy
go.
immediately unbuckled it, and he put his left hand on it, like he
Yeah.
overpowered him, and literally just wrapped around him and
Dude.
got him. It was
Probably
crazy.
Just practice taking off that seatbelt like.
Yeah.
That's the training.
Buckle back. Yeah, just training. It's all part of training.
Just in the
That's-
gym, just with the
that's where you're
cable,
gonna get
the
upper
cable
hand.
machine, just fucking.
See,
Yeah,
Hey.
that's where you're gonna get the upper hand. If
You know,
if you can take.
If
that
Cody
upper
loses
hand.
this weekend, maybe he's a seatbelt.
Dude, what about the basketball wrestling one? Have you
Oh,
seen
yeah,
that
I've
one?
seen
That
that
one's
too.
crazy.
That one is crazy, but that looks like a lot of fun.
Dude, there's so
I
many
get-
like
I get
MMA
into
like
that.
twists on just other sports or fucking everyday things.
Yeah.
Driving, you're gonna fucking wrestle somebody in a car.
Sideline banter jitsu.
You could. We could do a card jitsu sideline banter.
that'd be crazy.
We have headsets on. We're doing the pod while we're.
I'm just gonna be real. Like, it's not very attractive to me thinking about two heavyweights doing jiu-jitsu in a car, all sweaty.
Yeah,
Like,
we
come
got some
on.
podcast
They got girl
jitsu
on
coming
girl in
up.
there at least.
Dude, I mean, as from what I know, it's just man on man right now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Listen,
Right?
man.
Maybe you could email the guy. You could email the CEO.
We need some more
or
female
something.
representation in car jitsu before I watch.
Then you
But-
can call him. Give him a call.
But folks, you don't even have to worry about car jitsu because your entertainment bone has been peaked. Sideline banter sweeping the socials is back.
Forgot we were doing that. Boom. Let's go.
All right,
Yeah.
Forget too.
Run it.
all right.
We're
As,
just too excited.
as the resident janitor of Sideline Banter, I'll go ahead and start with our first question. Blake Elliot _ 34 is back with another question. He just wants a little trip down memory lane.
I would say he's your biggest fan. I think.
Oh, he is.
I think he's your
100%.
number one fan for sure. So
He's
shout
probably
out
number
Blake
one
Elliott,
fan.
Number one fan.
Number one question asker.
And number one question. He's like the reporter for. Have you seen the guy with the blue T-shirt that's the reporter at all the UFC events? He gets the first question every time.
No.
No.
Oh, I think I do know what you're
First
talking about.
question.
I
Dana's
think I
like,
do
first
know what you're
question.
talking
At
about.
all the medias, it's always that guy.
Always him. He's the first question. I forget his name, but he's part of MMA Junkie.
Oh, I love that page.
He's the big guy, blue shirt. But anyways,
That's Blake Elliott of
that's
Sideline
Blake
Banter.
Elliott for Sideline Banter.
Shout out Blake Elliott. You do big things for this pod. Participation's always welcome.
Yep.
Guys, let's take a trip down memory lane here.
Okay.
Where did you see your first NFL game and who was it? Blake Elliott's personal answer. His was at ASU Stadium when the Cards used to play there. Cards versus the Minnesota Vikings back in the day.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
My very first NFL game was Steelers Cardinals.
Who?
Steelers Cardinals Super Bowl?
No.
Is it that picture of you when you're like
No.
a different game?
No, that was a different game.
Dude, you hit that perfect.
Yeah, I saw that exact picture.
Bro, I was like 12 in that
the
picture.
one in his room with the beanie?
No, it was Steelers Cardinals. I think it was
Preseason?
like no, it was regular season. Like probably.
I'm going to have to fact check you.
I think it was like 2000.
He's lying.
6 or 7.
They didn't play that year.
Okay.
This guy's never even.
time
This guy's
ago.
never even seen his favorite team play, so he's not even gonna say a Cowboys game. He's not even gonna say a Cowboys game.
Wow, is this true? They come here a lot.
Loki has a point.
They come here like so many times.
Okay.
Why don't you go?
I just started liking football like last year.
What do you mean? I
I actually remember the jersey I wore that day. Lima Swede.
Let's go, Big 14s, baby.
God.
I think my first game, I went to a preseason game with my dad, Cardinals Broncos, like when I was younger.
Game.
Yeah, I guess. I fucking hate the
I
Broncos.
don't remember that.
Fuck
game.
Broncos, but honestly,
Preseason's always fun.
it's lit.
Eh.
And then I got a regular season game that I went with Coop to the Panthers Cardinals
that's
game.
right.
That was
Well,
lit.
That's the one
That was when.
my first NFL
That was when
game.
Panthers,
CMC.
Cardinals?
When Cam dicked on the fucking Cardinals.
Yeah,
Oh no, that was a different game. That was a different game. That was a different game.
No.
That was that game?
No, Cam. No, that was not. He's talking about when Cam came
Oh,
back.
we played Kyle Allen.
We were there when CMC ran for like 185 on the
Okay.
Cardinals.
Wow, we both watched Panthers Cardinals? That's kind of crazy.
And Cardinals dicking on the fucking. I mean, the Panthers
Panthers?
dicking on the Cardinals.
We saw the Panthers win too.
Yeah.
CMC went
We literally
stupid.
went. Yeah, we went to a game, bro, where
They
CMC.
always lose to the Panthers.
Always for no fucking.
This
reason.
game we went to, CMC's first touch was like an 85-yard touchdown.
No way.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
ran towards us. We sat in the red zone. He was running right at us.
God, that's
Head just wasn't even moving, just
That's horrible. Oh, like that vision that you
Yeah.
see where you just
straight eyed. Yeah.
That's crazy. No, that was my first NFL game when Cardinals played. Yeah, and he said, "I'm back."
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude, and it was the biggest waste of money.
He was not back, by the way. He was
I
not
remember.
back.
On top of that, we did that game for my dad's birthday for his first and
He was like, God damn it.
the worst experience ever, and that's when Cole
I'm sure.
McCoy was playing. I think just pick after pick
Yeah.
after pick.
Big letdown.
Cam was
sack
not
after
back.
Sack after sack. It was horrible.
Cam was indeed not back.
Hey, if you learn anything from that comment, you can't let down when you go watch the Cardinals play.
Facts.
Hey,
Yeah, I think my first game was probably 2008, 2009. It was the Cardinals Chargers.
Cardinals win.
No, I'm pretty sure the Chargers.
God damn it,
So
dude.
none of us watched the
You can't
Cardinals
go to a
win.
Cardinals game and get a win.
Nope.
That's like the biggest waste of money ever.
Bro, that's
Steelers won when you
I'm not
went?
kidding you.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm not even kidding you. After that game, me and my brothers, because we all pitched in to like get my mom a ticket, my dad a ticket, like it was just like boom, boom, like it was a big thing.
Yeah.
And after the game, I was like, dude, we could have just went to like Dave & Buster's and had a better time.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
You know
fun
what I
to
mean? Like,
it's fun to go to the game, you know, experience it, get a little drunk.
Hey, still your first
it was
game.
horrible.
And now you're telling that story now.
Wait.
It was horrible. It was horrible.
Our first games, we weren't old enough to drink. We weren't.
No, but I'm
getting
saying in
drunk. Well,
general.
maybe yours.
I'm saying in general, it's always fun to go to the game, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when your team is getting dicked on, it's not fun.
That is cool.
That was cool. You're right.
You might as well just watch the game on TV.
But yeah, I'm going to try and make it out to a Cowboys game soon because Cooper did call me out, and that just makes me feel like a fake-ass fan. I'm not going to lie. So,
You should definitely make it out.
but
Hey,
also,
trip
do
to
I want to go
Dallas?
to Texas?
I think you need to go to
Good.
Dallas.
It should
Texas?
be like a trip for you, you know?
That would be cool. But Texas is not really a
I heard
destination.
there's not much going on, but
The stadium around the stadium is a very shitty area.
really?
Pretty bad, yeah. It's in the middle of a neighborhood though.
Really?
Underdeveloped neighborhood. I've been there
Go to a
before.
house party after.
Anyway.
I'm sure there's a house party going
Jerry's
on.
probably out there creeping.
No.
Jerry does not even hang
Jerry
out
is a
anywhere
creeper.
around there, that's for sure. He
I heard
flies.
Dak's a creep too. Inside source told me Dak is a creep. So
Inside
watch out for
source.
that
All
guy.
right, let's move on. Blake, thanks for the question. We're gonna go ahead and move on to your next question because you hit us with a couple bangers.
Yep.
Blake _Elliott _34. What team has gone undefeated and won the Super Bowl in the same season? I think we all know that.
Yes.
You know that?
Mm.
Only team to be undefeated. They celebrate it every year with a meeting where they all drink champagne.
Mm-mm. I could take a guess, but
Go for it.
I don't think I know.
Don Shula, head coach.
Hold on.
Larry-
Undefeated the whole season?
Mercury Morris.
Oh, he won't
You're
know that.
losing me.
Larry Zonka.
You were losing me by like the mile.
I
Was
also
their quarterback
don't
Bob
know.
Greasy?
I don't
It was
know.
greasy, yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm just gonna guess.
Go for it.
Wait, was it a long time ago?
Yeah,
Yeah,
1972.
72.
Yeah, Don
72
Shula, I know, is an
balls.
old coach. Right?
I'm gonna
He
go-
was he a coach?
This is the only Super Bowl
Shula's the
they've
coach.
won, I'm pretty sure. It
Yep.
is the only
And the
Super Bowl they've
only
won.
one?
The only one they've won.
Okay, then that eliminates a lot because I was gonna say one and I don't think that was.
Who were you
gonna say?
totally wrong.
Yeah, what were you going to say?
What was I gonna say?
Yeah.
Dolphins.
It is
That's
the
it.
Dolphins.
Wow!
Nah.
Wow.
Oh my God, no way!
That's it.
Wow.
That was
I
fire.
think I was really just trying to connect all of your brains and just like trying to send the message, and I got it.
Yeah, I was trying to transmit it to you.
I seriously did not know that question, and Dolphins was the one.
There you
Hey,
go.
anything learned here? Sideline banter just increases your sports knowledge right off the bat,
There
I
you go.
guess.
Yeah, thanks to
If there was,
Blake
like, $1
Elliott.
million on the line, like
That would have been crazy.
Cool. Yeah,
Electric.
Cool.
Deal or no deal, last case.
Yeah, no deal last
Last
night.
case.
Crazy. Dolphins.
Howie Mandel looking at you, just sweating,
That's
dude.
crazy.
His bald head, you just saw a dolphin reflect off the top. Miami Dolphins. But
Shout
yeah,
out Miami. Shout out Miami.
1972, only team to actually go undefeated and win the whole thing. Patriots knocked on the door, almost did it, and they lost. And yeah, the Dolphins, every year that the last undefeated team gets eliminated, they all get together and they drink champagne together and have a little party every year.
It's a headache.
Yeah, they're real big dicks. They
The
rub
only
it
thing
in.
Miami's relevant for, so.
Hey,
Champagne.
Coke.
Such a big headache.
And, oh, I was talking about the football team. But
He said Coke.
Coke and BBLs, they got that down stat, dude. They got some fat butts over there, huh?
Facts. You're right.
Hey,
you're right.
cheers to that one, huh? Miami BBL. Thanks.
I'm
Alright.
almost done with my drink.
Hey, you're going hard.
Yeah, no, I'm keeping it light.
Hey.
I think you had like half the bottle, but
Oh, okay.
Water, huh?
water.
Water.
That's vodka, actually.
This guy just threw me on the grill like a fucking skirt steak.
That
He
is
said, hey, you had half the bottle, buddy. All right, Blake Elliott, thanks for the question. That was easy money for me and Coop,
Yep.
but Carl put that one together rather nicely.
Yeah.
All right,
Like,
Blake,
thank you.
next question. Will _Perez 15. Shout
Hey,
out. Shout out who? Who are you about to shout out? You know who it is.
Who?
Common hype.
Oh!
Yeah, there we go.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I have never stepped into a Common Hype store in my life, but if I ever did, I'm taking a photo shoot.
Have to.
No. There's a couple locations, right?
There's two.
Common Hype. I want to come.
Send Carlo an
I
invite.
might not buy shoes though. I might just come just hang out.
Just for the
Check
photo
it out.
shoot.
Like a photo shoot, hanging out with the guys, maybe like a YouTube video. I don't know. But you have all my respect. Common Hype.
Dude, get an episode of
Carlo.
Sneaker Shopping at Common Hype.
No,
Hey,
the socks.
there he
The
is.
socks were on. I fucking knew it.
Coop ain't Coop unless he has the CH socks.
No, you know what I was thinking? What you guys should do for the combine? And this was a thought that I had on the way here. Let me know what you think.
Okay.
Common Hype, Sideline Banter collab for the combine.
That'd be lit.
Winner gets a new pair of shoes.
That look, you might be
Dude, that's
sick.
got to be sponsored by.
Yeah, 100%.
They're not
Common
giving away a
Hype's willing
free
to do
pair of
that.
shoes.
Hey,
You
what?
just went to Tennessee with Common Hype. Like, I don't know why you don't get them in.
Hit him up.
Yeah, hit 'em up.
I'll talk to the boys. See what
Hey,
YouTube, they can do the YouTube. You do the YouTube. It'll be a great film.
Hey,
that would be a cool film.
I think it'd be fun.
we'll see.
I think it'd be fun.
They are some athletes. They might want to get in on that. They are some athletes.
Okay, they might.
That's what I'm saying. Like Team Common Hype versus Team Sideline.
Big
Banter.
Yamo has some wheels, baby.
Yeah, but Team Sideline Banter would be like 30 people.
No, you have to make some cuts.
They have
You
a
to
lot
make
of
some
people too.
cuts.
Yeah, but I don't think they have a lot of homies that are athletes like that.
Hey,
You don't know that.
we have homies that aren't athletes.
They do have a lot of homies who are athletes, but like,
Hey.
we know a lot of athletes.
You're gonna be struggling.
D1 athletes? Are we talking D1 or D3?
Oh, come on.
Listen, D3 guys.
Don't go there. Come on, dude. Too soon.
I'm D0. I didn't play college
I was gonna
ball.
say.
I played no college ball. I just studied at ASU. That's all I did.
Hey, but I'll tell you what. Most legendary fucking scout team QB I've ever seen.
Facts, facts, bro.
You know what's funny? Every
Facts.
time I go out, like,
Literally.
with my brother or with my family, we're just tossing the ball.
Just comes back to you.
Dude, that's a fucking spiral. Just because
Bro,
I got QB back. in
I'll
the
never
day.
forget that one practice when you got folded.
But
By
are you
Jackson.
talking about, no, by Jackson, or are you talking about by Giovanni Allen?
It was by Jackson.
Jackson folded your ass.
Yeah, but I did also give Jackson a couple jukes here.
No,
Hey,
you, no. I'm
You used
giving
to get
props
loose, buddy.
because you.
Dude,
there would be.
you remember? Sorry for cutting you up, but I had to explain this to Justin Vaught today because I was like trying to tag you in the post. I was like, "What's Carlo's Instagram?" And he's like, "Flat the football." And I'm like, "Dude, you know I'm the one that gave him that nickname." And he's like, "No way." And I was like, "Dude, back in the day when he was running scout team quarterback, and that was when Money Manziel was a thing. Remember that was all we would do." And then you were going stupid on scout team, so I was like, "Flat the football," and we would all do the fucking
It was
thing.
so fun. It was just like the funnest time ever. But I'm telling you what, those reps being scout QB against like at that time,
Number one
of the
defense
top
in the
defenses
state.
in the state.
Literally.
Bro, that linebacker
Shit
core was
rocked.
scary.
But it was a lot of fun, and I honestly,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I just throw the football now, and I'm just like, "Ding, I'm a scout QB."
Comes right back to you,
Just
bro.
goes right back to me. Then my brother's like, "You throw a nice little ball," and I'm like, "Scout QB." I got the award that year.
You just said, "Yeah, you did."
You
did.
Award for scout player
Scout
of the
player of the
year.
year. You did get the award
I
that
left it
year.
all out there, man.
Hey.
I try to give you guys the best look.
Hey.
Could have been why we had the best defense.
I was gonna say it definitely
Got us ready for Saguaro.
got us ready.
Did it
Christian,
feel ready for
you
Saguaro.
and Christian Kirk were damn near the same.
Giovanni Allen had that pick six. He had that pick six.
Hey, we almost had it,
Because
boys.
we ran that play literally a fucking 1,000 times.
In practice, yeah.
Yes, dude.
If
I
he didn't
remember-
pick that,
I
I
was
was like,
over and over just throwing the ball, throwing the ball.
Throwing
the
a
ball,
pick to him, like,
throwing
all the
ball.
time.
And
He's like-
Giovanni kept picking it, and then it
Hey.
happened.
Hey,
practice
And then
makes
we got
perfect.
repetition.
dicked, And then we got dicked at the end.
Repetition.
It happens.
It's okay. We put up 35 on him.
Yeah, but
It's a
we
good-
still fucking lost.
No, not
Yeah.
35.
Wasn't it
That was a
35?
dark day for
I thought it
me.
was tied
They
35
scored,
and a half.
I think it was 34-21.
How down?
No, it was tied 20 and a half.
Can you tell me?
Yeah,
how
it was
down
tied 20 and a half.
Can you please? How down in the dumps were you that day?
Oh,
He can tell it.
You
bro.
tell me.
Now he
You
knows.
told
Bro.
me to quit football, but I knew that wasn't real. But was that real? In your
Dude,
head?
I was literally
Dude.
fucked up, bro. I had such a bad
this
concussion.
man.
I was so fucked
I
up.
know,
I got sniped during that game, like by
Bro.
the fat kid. Remember the D lineman?
Yeah,
He was
What was his
sniping
name?
me
Devin,
the whole game.
Devin Fanai?
No, Dominic Natoli.
Is he playing ball now still?
I don't know. He was big though.
He was
a big
huge.
guy.
He
was a
fucked
big
me
guy.
up. But no, I had a
was-
bad concussion. We went to Chipotle
was
after.
down.
I was sad. I couldn't even
Yeah.
eat.
We
I
had
got
to
a
take
kids meal.
We had to take him
You
to
went to
Chipotle.
Chipotle after the game?
Literally, as
Yeah.
soon as we got off the bus, me, Noah, and Kyle Stroh were like, "Bro, we cannot let this man go home."
You might not find him, dude.
we got in Noah's car. We drove to Chipotle, and this man literally just sat there like this.
Dude, it's
Heartbreaking. The odds that I
Did
got.
Byron pick you off?
Not that game.
Not that game. Different game?
The one we played on TV.
Regular season. We're like 40.
That was the game.
49-3.
That was the game when C. Kirk picked it off too, and you were chasing after him.
He threw a
He was.
touchdown.
Well,
did throw a
Weston was
touchdown.
chasing
Dude, he
after him.
scored every way possible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he ran one in, he caught
Threw
one
and
in,
caught.
he threw one in, and he dicked one in, too.
Well, dude, of course we were gonna lose that game. That was when they were honoring the
Yeah, the guy that died.
the like equipment
The athletic
manager.
They wore the green jerseys.
Was it Byron that laid out Fabian?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And Kevin
I
said,
was like right there.
Kevin Rich said, "Oh, somebody gonna put that on YouTube." And Coach Campbell tried to kick him off the team, but he didn't know who said it. He said, "Who the fuck said that?" Dude, that's just
Bro.
so
He
funny.
said that?
Yeah.
Oh
Oh,
my
he literally
God,
said,
no, it-
"Oh shit!" Someone
You don't
put
remember
that on YouTube. You don't remember that, bro? That shit was so classic.
Bro, I'll never forget
Shout
that.
out Kevin Ridge, bro. That shit was OG. So fucking funny.
What question are we on?
Yeah, Loki, while he gathers himself, I'm going to ask a question. So where do we think Saquon's going to land, boys?
I think it's gonna go back to the Giants.
Dude, that's the first time I've ever heard that.
You didn't know that?
Dude, that is so
Oh
funny.
my god, yeah, bro.
Right after Fabian got hit,
Oh my God.
Byron smacked his ass, and Fabian was damn near still in the air, just hanging down, just slammed down so hard.
way.
And Kevin just in the back row.
Bro,
just
literally
sitting
when
on
it
the
was
sideline,
like-
just goes,
it
"Oh,
was
shit,
silent."
someone's about to put that on
Literally.
YouTube."
Right behind Coach Campbell too. He was literally standing right behind him.
So funny.
Oh my God.
It was-
Bro.
Crying. You see this right now?
It was goated.
Dude, I had no idea.
Dude, and Coach Campbell turns around and he says, "Who the fuck said that?"
Bro, Fabian still to this day will say to Weston, like, dude, why the fuck
Bro,
did
he
you...
still hates
He's like,
me
why
for
did
that
you
shit.
throw me that? Why did you
Dude.
throw me that ball? Like, why'd you throw that ball to me?
It was a good pass.
Dude, no.
It was a little swing route, wasn't it?
No, it was a 10 and out, and Byron was playing cover
He's
two.
just a fucking athlete and just smashed him as
No,
soon as he caught
I
it.
gave him a
Listen.
gift wrapped kill shot. I literally
You did. You kind of gifted
If
it
I
to
threw
him.
the streak, it would have been a touchdown. I just threw it to the wrong guy. It was my bad for sure.
Oh my God. Shout out, Kevin.
So where do we think Saquon's gonna go?
I think Saquon's going back to New York. Saquon's going back to New York.
That's
They're gonna
hilarious,
franchise tag Daniel Jones. They're gonna franchise tag Daniel Jones. He's asking for way too much fucking money right now. They're gonna try and get a deal done with
40
Saquon
M's.
because Saquon knows that he's not gonna get a fat deal because he still has to go on a prove it deal. He even said it before the offseason.
True.
Carlos still on his fucking Kevin.
He
Ridge
just keeps
shit.
thinking about it, bro.
You look like Kevin, bro.
He said you look like Kevin, bro.
Kevin Ridge?
Stop. Okay,
I
stop.
thought you were talking about that, Kevin.
No. Okay, that is
Oh my
insane,
god.
I thought you were talking about the redhead.
bro. That is insane.
Bro, he's jacked now. Have you seen
Really?
him? Bro, I saw him at the EOS on Pecos.
He's jacked, he's
He
jacked.
is massive.
Really?
He's
He'll fuck you
jacked.
up. He'll fuck you
No,
up.
he's jacked.
John Vegas' friend?
Yes, he's
Dude, he
huge.
grew like 6 inches and he's fucking stacked.
He's
Stop.
huge.
I swear on everything,
Dude, I
bro.
know.
He's stacked.
I thought you were talking about that guy.
Kevin Ridge, bro.
Kevin Rich said that?
Yes.
Oh my God.
If we still have you, we apologize for
Yeah,
for the sidetrack.
I was just thinking of something completely different.
That makes it so much funnier to me that you were laughing that hard.
Kevin, dude. No, but he's huge now. Shout
He's
out
jacked.
Kevin, bro.
Yeah,
You're
shout out
putting in
Kevin.
Hard work, bro. You're fucking gigantic.
Hey, I might have to
Cooper.
fuck with you, Kevin. I don't know. I
I think
don't.
he's in real estate. I think
No,
selling homes.
Yeah,
he
I thought he was in Texas. Like he
I
was
thought he was in real estate. Yeah.
renovating
Shout out, man.
homes and everything like
baby.
that.
hard work,
Yeah.
never full.
Yeah, I bet he knows
Oh
how
my
to
God.
move a house too.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm serious now. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
he probably puts his stuff in boxes when he moves.
Follow him.
But okay, back to the Saquon question. Yes, Daniel Jones is asking for way too much money. Saquon already said before the offseason that he knows he's not going to get a fat deal, so they're probably going to work something out, both sides, give him some money, let him prove it, and then they're going to franchise tag Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones still has to prove it, in my opinion. He had a great year, don't get me wrong, but
40 M's?
40 M's, no shot.
Yeah, I think Cooper's situation is the most likely to happen right now. But pipe dream, I'd love to see Saquon on the Buffalo Bills. I think that would
Buffalo
be
Bills would be sick.
One thing that I did see though about the Giants, I'm sorry, dude. About the Giants.
Carl's looking at me so differently
It's
now.
just the Giants. The Giants are front office, head office. Kind of racist, no?
Why? What happened?
This is what I heard.
From
They
who?
also let go of Odell during that when that whole thing was happening.
Yeah.
Are they racist against Odell?
I mean,
I don't think
they
so.
were talking about bringing him back, though.
No,
Yeah.
I don't know.
in free agency.
No.
You got to say allegedly
This is
around
right
here.
from
Yeah, you gotta say allegedly.
From a New York Giants super fan, Angel Santos.
Oh.
Is he a Giants fan?
Huge Giants fan.
What?
Yeah, he is.
Giant.
I had no idea.
He's a giant Giants fan.
Okay.
Okay, put it that way. Double giant.
I like that. Double G's.
He was telling me there's some fishy shit happening in the front office of the New York Giants.
Is he?
I'm joking,
Is he
dude.
the inside source?
Inside source? Giants super fan.
Hey, we're gonna have him on to talk about that.
No. Shout out Angel Santos. Shout out Angel Santos.
Yeah, we got to give him a call.
Yeah, phone a
You want me to
friend.
call him? I can call him. You want me to call him?
I don't know. I don't know if that would work.
I can work.
I don't know.
Will
that
he
would
answer
work.
the first one?
Yeah, would he answer immediately? You
He
think
might,
if you
he
called him?
might. We talk, we chat, we chat.
Get him on.
Get him on. Fuck
Get him
it.
on.
Call him.
He knows Carlos gonna
You
be.
call him, Murph. What do you think about Saquon?
I want to see him personally in the Buffalo Bills. I think him and Josh Allen in the same backfield. That'd be electric. I just don't really think it's likely. I know he wants to stay in New York. He wants to stay together with his boy Vanilla Vic. They want to run the same backfield together. So I don't know.
Hey! What are you doing?
Say you're on live, Sideline Banter.
Hey, we're live on Sideline Banter right now. I got you on the phone. We're like Ariel Helwani show. I called you for a specific reason.
Bro,
Phone a
put the
friend.
phone right on the mic.
Phone a friend, because we got a question on here. It says, where does Saquon land? But that was like, whoa. Was it you that did not tell me? Inside source,
Boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
head office Giants racist.
This was a couple years ago.
Ah!
It's the same guys.
Okay.
It's the same guys.
No, completely different guys now.
Stories that came out, I don't know.
Yo,
I'm
put it
not
right.
lying.
Put the phone right on the mic, in the front. There you go.
I don't want to get involved.
He says, "Yeah, let's go."
All right.
This is what they were like, I don't think so. And I'm like, I know this is true, so that's why I called you.
All I know is someone got fired.
Hey,
Or
maybe a little racist.
Names, I don't know.
exactly.
They swept that under the rug pretty good because we didn't know about
They
it.
did. That's what I'm saying. I'm surprised you guys even know about that.
But you know what? Giants new regimen. Daniel Jones contract. Saquon new contract. Giants on the come up.
All right.
All
All right. You heard it here
All right,
first.
you heard it
Hey,
here first.
thank-
Angel Santini, the creepy panini.
Thanks, Angel.
Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you for picking up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, later.
Shout out Angel
Oh,
Santini.
he's gonna answer the phone.
Hey, now he's just got to watch and see when he's going to be
No,
on.
he's
Oh,
gonna
shit.
have to because
Whoop.
this is what it is, right?
Yeah, that's our
Oh,
first.
look, Ariel Helwani show.
That's our
literally.
first ever phone a friend guest.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Angel Santini, man.
Breaking
That's the
barriers
guy.
here.
That's the guy.
But do we still want to talk about Saquon?
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Saquon's up in the air right now. We think Giants, unless their front office is racist.
Yeah, apparently they're racist.
I'm surprised they did not know about this. This is crazy.
But I think they want to bring him back. Saquon loves New York. New York loves Saquon. But we'll see. Could be a Buffalo Bill. That'd be sick.
Yep.
Shout out Will_Perez15. Common hype.
God, we were still on that question. Holy
Yeah, we're still on that
shit.
question, man.
All right, next question, boys. We got it.
Hey,
Our favorite ginger.
who asked that question, Kyle?
The People's Champ.
The People's Champ?
Yeah. People's Ginger.
Me?
Kyle Soriano, 28. There he is.
Kyle. That's a tough.
That's upsetting for you.
What?
Are you sad? He said the best ginger, and you're clearly a ginger, so he's not talking about you.
Hey, man, I'm here for the vibes, man.
Hey,
It's his show. It's okay.
nothing's wrong with the number 2.
True. And it's poo. That doesn't help.
Sorry, bro.
That doesn't.
He didn't mean that.
You said that's okay. It's poo.
Sometimes it's good, though.
Hey, but if it is poo, you got that stinky doo-doo towel right there to wipe it up with. So let's go ahead and move on to the next question. We're going to go ahead and break into UFC 285 talk. Kyle Soriano, 28. He wants to know if Bo Nickel is our future middleweight champ in the UFC. And I know some people to my left have strong feelings about this. And I know some people that want to look exactly like Bo Nickel to my right also might have a strong opinion about this.
I'm going to try my best. You guys know I'm not.
Go ahead. You throw a puncher's chance at this one. What do you think?
I mean, the middleweight division is pretty loaded from what I know.
Yeah.
With Pereira and Izzy. So I don't
Right.
see him. No, I don't.
All right.
This is the thing that pisses me off about Bo Nickel.
What
First of all, he's on the fucking main card. Okay, opening one of probably the biggest comeback fights in UFC history, Johnny Bones Jones.
Okay, bro. He's one of the most hyped fighters in the United States.
Only
right
3-0
now.
Bo
though.
Nickel hasn't done shit.
Yeah, he has 3 Dana White Contender Series wins. You fucking
He has
douchebag.
2 Dana White Contender Series wins, which is what they gave him a contract for. Well, in his first win, they didn't give it to him because
Hey, they wanted
he
to
was
prove.
2-0. That was Dana. He's like, he's 2-0.
They wanted to prove a
I
little
don't think
more.
He's ready yet. So we gave him another shitty guy.
Okay.
Beat the shit out of him in like 30 seconds. Put him in a triangle choke, right?
Yep.
Then he got a UFC contract.
Hey, that was the first time he's ever done it in a match. He's never done it besides practice. Took care of
Now
business.
he's opening a card for Johnny Bones Jones. I don't understand. And then you got a guy like Driscus Duplessis and Derek Brunson on the fucking prelims. You even got a guy like a big
Don't
name
say
like
it.
Cody Garbrandt against Trevin Jones. I'm sure the people of fucking just everywhere that watch UFC would prefer either of those two guys on the main card.
I mean, I would, personally.
Bo Nickel,
Keep Cody. I want Duplessis.
here's the thing. Bo Nickel, a lot of talk. You mentioned to me earlier that he was saying that he deserves to be in there with fucking Chimaev.
No, he says the fight with Chimaev is inevitable. Yes.
That fight will never fucking happen because he will never be on that fucking level ever in his life.
Okay, you're a fucking hater.
No, I'm not. I'm just telling you the truth, dude. There's a lot of guys that go into the UFC, especially coming off Contender Series,
Okay.
that have such a big push. They get rushed, they get thrown in with the wolves, and then you realize that there are just so many different levels in this game.
Yeah.
You have to realize that. Guys like Edmund Shabazian, prime example. Dude was like 10-0, 11-0, coming off Contender Series. Then he started fighting dudes that actually are good. And he got fucked up bad. That might be the same thing that's going on with Bo Nickel. He's fighting a guy, Jamie Pickett.
He should take care of business.
He should take care of business. Jamie Pickett's not that good. I mean, he's also a Contender Series guy. He's also another guy that was actually, I believe, it took him 2 tries in the Contender Series to get a contract. The first time, didn't get the contract. Went on the second time, fucking knocked this dude out. That was horrible. Can you actually pull that name up for me? Jamie Pickett, Contender Series. It was this fight before he got into the UFC. That guy that he fought specifically was not very good. Then he gets into the UFC, and I think he's only won maybe 1 fight in the UFC. So it's a great breakout fight for Bo Nickel, especially in a UFC debut.
They
I
want-
definitely don't agree on him being on the fucking main card.
Okay, so how do you feel about Nickel though if he goes out and wins in impressive fashion on this card?
Yeah, let me give my
Still nothing.
let
Still
me play
absolutely
devil's
means nothing
advocate
for me at all.
for sure. But that's the thing. That's why the way I'm looking at it. They're putting Bo Nickel on this card because they want to feed Bo Nickel because right now the United States doesn't have a lot of superstar quote unquote people. Bo Nickel is the most decorated wrestler in college history. He is a 3-time national champion, and the most successful college wrestler in history. And the reason why I think we're seeing the United States, I mean, not in the United States, but Dana White as UFC put him in this position to be on a main card where we said Jones is making his return, is because, and they're kind of giving him a lob, so to speak, in this Jamie Pickett guy. He should take care of business.
He really
His
should.
wrestling should dominate, and he should show his true colors on the biggest stage. They are putting this fight in the water to test the gauge of America. If this could be a new guy that, based off of the reactions, the social media following, what happens if he wins this in whatever fashion he does, how much of a reaction he gets, because at this point he's 3-0 and we have seen it. To this point, wrestling is the most dominated form of winners
Right.
in mixed martial arts.
Right.
If we see it in Islam, pound for pound best fighter, we've seen it time and time again. The wrestling come into play as far as the really dominant guys at the top are really decorated wrestlers, and Bo Nickel is as good as it gets wrestling. Haven't seen his striking, obviously.
Here's the thing about Bo Nickel, though. He has wrestled some of the absolute non-wrestler type of fighters, right? So it's obviously going to come time to where he fights a well-rounded guy. But until then,
They want to get him. They want to get him
they
lobs,
obviously
get
wanna
him
give
fights
a
under
good-
his
good
belt.
fight to win, right?
Yeah,
He's probably
before
going to win. He's the biggest, I think, favorite on the card. I think is a minus.
520, I think.
No, I think he's in the 2000s.
No way.
Yeah.
He's, minus 1600.
Oh my
Minus 1600.
God.
Biggest favorite on the fucking card for multiple reasons. He's just going to go in there and just grapple the shit out of this dude and probably choke him out or just ground and pound him. But it's just something where it's like, I can understand what you're saying about, with trying to showcase an American and trying to get his name out there and blah, 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 blah. But it's like, oh, we got some. The puppy's okay. He's good.
Kirk's walking
Being
into
a
cables.
terrorist. Here, buddy.
But it's like, why? Why do you like just put him on the I would have been fine with putting him on the main card of the prelims. That's okay. You're still getting a lot of eyes on that, but it's like
It seems a
for
little
people
early.
that are paying for a main card. When you're paying money for a main card and watching it on pay-per-view, you expect the whole card to be fully to his expectations, right?
Mhm.
This is a big card.
Maybe it speaks to the expectations though that are already on him. He maybe has enough hype to be able to fight in the main card, and that's why I got moved up.
It's just I just completely disagree. I just
I
cannot
see.
get on the same boat as that because he just really has done nothing.
Yeah,
He's
but-
only part of the Contender Series.
I mean, yeah, but you have to look in the mirror. You are a hater too. I mean,
No, dude, no. Listen. Remember this conversation.
I know,
A
I know.
year from now,
Oh.
Bo Nickel is nowhere nearly as talented as any of these other guys on the fucking UFC roster, bro. I guarantee you, he's gonna get in there. He's gonna win tonight. He's gonna win on Saturday. I guarantee it because he's facing a guy that is clearly to his advantage, right?
yeah, he should win.
Obviously,
It's a
fighters
setup.
can pick and choose fights, right? This is a great fight for him. Not a good fight for Jamie Pickett at all. But once he starts beating guys, kind of what happened to Patty the Batty. Dominating dudes. Everyone thought he was inevitable. He can't get beat.
Yeah.
He's this big name guy. He goes in there and fights a guy that is Jared Gordon.
Not even a big
We
name.
all watched the same fight, right?
Yeah,
Jared Gordon won that fight.
should have won. Yeah.
He clearly was on this. There's just different levels to this game, man.
And that situation, what you're speaking to me, is the same thing as what we have here.
But we're talking about a guy that only has 3 fights.
Exactly.
It's just mind blowing to me.
And you know
you
what the
think-
difference is? It's a Scouser versus a United States person. They're trying to get the new United States superstar because UFC doesn't really have a champion superstar like that anymore. And they must think because of the wrestling that Bo Nickel might have the potential.
It's just crazy to me. I
No,
just
it
can't
does.
agree with
Do you think he stands any chance against anybody in the top 10 in
Give me the
middleweight?
top 10.
So number 1 is obviously Pereira.
No.
Obviously Adesanya.
Nope.
No.
Robert Whitaker at 3.
Nope.
No, probably not.
Hell no. Robert Whitaker.
Marvin Vittori at 4.
Probably not, no.
Jared?
Vittori's pretty nice.
At 5.
No.
We haven't seen his striking, though, which is the thing.
Paul,
He has 3
what about-
fights and we haven't seen him strike.
No.
Costa.
No.
No, probably not.
Derek Brunson.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe not. Derek Brunson is a very good grappler.
If he can stay...
He's on the prelim, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
He's
Derek Brunson's on the
against
prelim.
Dricus Duplessis, man. It's a great fight. It's
It's way
good
better.
matchup.
It's a sick matchup. Because
Okay, what
Duplessis
about-
could get out with a win in that one.
Johnny
Yeah.
Johnny Eblin.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Oh, well, it says he's Bellator. Never mind. I don't know why he's listed on this UFC top 8.
Top 10 pound for pound.
That's probably pound for pound.
Okay, what about Sean
You want
Strickland?
Tapology?
Strickland.
No, I'm on UFC.
Okay.
Or I'm on
Strickland and him will probably fight
ESPN.
next.
Strickland.
I was gonna say, what
Low-key.
about Sean
Insane.
Strickland?
Strickland's a nutbag. Do you see that video of him with the Hennessy?
Yeah, and then
With
the
Schmoof?
do-rag.
Yeah.
He's crazy, dude.
He was calling himself
CTE.
Deshaun Strickland.
Yeah, CTE, dude. Yeah, Deshaun Strickland. That shit's crazy. But anyways, Kyle Serrano, back to your question, man. No fucking chance this guy becomes a middleweight champ ever.
I don't think
Never.
unless his striking gets elite, he has no chance right now because Pereira will knock him out with a head kick 20 times out of 20.
He's just out here making TikToks, making steaks and shit, man. He's just not the guy. I'm sorry.
This guy definitely hates on Nickel.
He's just not the guy. I'm
Nickel,
telling you.
I think Nickel will be in the top 15, top 10, but I don't know how much further he'll be able to push up.
We'll see though. Only time can tell, right?
Hey.
Only time can tell. Great question, Kyle.
We'll see this weekend, but I mean, you're not getting a lot of value on Nickel, so it's like not even worth it to bet on him. So
What do you want to know about Jamie Pickett?
Oh, who he fought? So he fought in the Contender Series. Twice,
Yeah, so
right?
he fought 3 times.
3 times.
he
Three
knocked-
times, dude. This
He
guy
had
fought
2
in the
losses in
Contender
his
Series.
third fight is when he got the
when he
contract.
got
So
the
he
win, right?
knocked out Donovan Patty.
he's trash.
So that's when he got the contract. But he lost to Charles
What's
Bird.
Donovan Patty's record?
I don't know.
I don't even
No, I'm
think
talking
he fights.
about-
He's 6-6-0.
Horrible. Absolutely fucking terrible. When you, dude, especially in fighting, like, I understand, like, in other sports, records can mean many different things.
yeah, if you drop 6,
But
you're
in fighting, bro, like, when you're, like, a
Just
6 and
barely
6,
breaking 500.
barely breaking 5, dude, that is so bad. Like, especially at an elite level of being in the Contender Series. Sometimes the Contender Series, though, can be a little wishy-washy because it's not like you're building your way up to a fight. All you need is one great performance in that fight. There's been a lot of guys in the Contender Series that have gone on the show
Rosas.
get a big win,
Bitch.
and then they come into the UFC and it's just like night.
Yeah, they sank.
Sean
You know what I
O'Malley.
mean? It's just like they have a good night.
Sean
They
O'Malley.
impress the boss. Well, Sean O'Malley he's number one, right? That's one of the guys that's made it out of the contender series.
He's
Same
the
as
best
Jamal
contender.
Hill.
Yeah,
Jamal Hill
him and
is
Jamal are the
champion now.
best.
But there's been a lot of guys that do come out of contender series that honestly, realistically, do not belong in the UFC. I hate
Jamal
to say
Hill's
it,
tattoos.
but like,
Well, that's right. He does have those tattoos.
I hate those so
it's
much.
so bad.
Thumbs
it's
up.
Such a bad tattoo.
They look like shell hands.
Yeah, it looks weird.
Who did he just beat?
He beat Glover Teixeira for this.
Glover.
Right, that's
So he's
right,
a
that's
top-
right,
he's
that's
a-
right.
He's a championship.
Champ.
He's a champion right now. He's gonna fight Jerry probably next, but
Who?
Jerry Prohaska.
Oh yeah, but that's a while before he'll be good.
Yeah, but I think Jerry will get it done.
Yiddy.
I have
He's
some thoughts
scary
about
boy.
Jamal Hill,
Was
but
that the guy who
that's for a
posted the
different
video of him saying he's coming?
Yeah.
day. Yeah,
Ah.
and then he's like, "Where you at, though?"
All right, shout out Cal Soriano 28, number one ginger in our hearts and on the sideline banter. Bo Nickel. We'll see what happens this weekend, but Carlo does not like the
He's
future.
gonna
for
win.
him.
He's gonna win on Saturday, but I'm telling you, long term, not the guy.
All right, next question. T Bing _09. He's got a couple questions in here, so you keep your eyes peeled. But we got the announcement. They're already videoing it.
Yeah.
We got Conor McGregor coaching one team for the Ultimate Fighter versus Michael the Simp Chandler,
Yep.
who will ultimately probably bow down and dick ride Conor McGregor the whole entire show because he already does.
Yep.
They're going to be the coaches for this season of Ultimate Fighter, which I think we can all agree. With Conor at the boat, it's bound to be the best season yet. Conor's returning for this season to be a coach.
Should be electric.
It's going to be fucking dope.
Yeah, that's what I'm super excited for. And I typically, with the Ultimate Fighters nowadays that they've been doing like for the past few years, just haven't really hit the same. Like never really, But then you get a guy like Conor McGregor to come back for the Ultimate Fighter.
There's going to be
against-
clips. There's going to be hype.
Yeah, it's just gonna be like, and against a guy that's arguably, he doesn't win many fights,
But he's at the
but
top.
he's just fucking an entertainer, dude.
He's
just
dangerous.
he could be in the WWE if you wanted Michael Chandler.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
He's
The
sick.
guy goes out there and just puts on a show. Whether he wins or he loses, he just goes out there and makes sure that the fans are satisfied and the people are getting with what they want. I honestly could not be more excited for this Ultimate Fighter and the matchup at the end when these guys fight.
Oh my God,
A guy
dude.
like Michael Chandler, dude. Here's the thing, though. When I do think about it, like on paper and statistically and technically, Conor should go in there and beat the fuck out of Michael Chandler.
No way. You think so?
Conor should go in there.
Really?
And he's just way. You go back and look at Michael Chandler's fights. He's
Mhm.
not
Off the
very
broken
technical.
leg? Off the steroids?
He's not very technical.
You got hit by a bike.
Yeah, but he's a fucking
You got hit on his
maniac.
bike.
He's not very technical.
He's a
guys.
maniac.
But when you're a guy like Conor McGregor, who's very technical in his approach, right?
Hasn't felt power like that in a while.
Granted, his last few fights. Listen, I don't like Conor McGregor, but I will give credit when it is due, right? In that first fight against Dustin Poirier, I knew Dustin Poirier was going to beat him. It was a long layoff. Dustin Poirier was really at the top of the division at the time.
Yeah. Had the hot sauce.
Yeah, he just really got in there and did what he does best, and that's knock dudes
Dustin
out.
Diamond.
The second fight, Conor McGregor looked good.
Mm.
Conor McGregor had a lot of moments, landed a lot of big strikes. Now,
Yeah.
DP was also coming back,
Yeah, he
countering him as well.
it was a good
and then
fight.
he fucking broke his leg.
Yeah.
That is probably the shittiest situation that Conor McGregor could have had. But for him to come back, be on the Ultimate Fighter, facing a guy that honestly is just not as technical, favors in Conor McGregor. The
And
reason why DP won that fight is because he's just more technical. He's one of the best
Yeah.
boxers in the
yeah,
lightweight
he's
division.
got it.
You know what I mean? So
But I think also too, to your point, the hype surrounding the fight and the whole season of the Ultimate Fighter, it's gonna play ultimately into Conor's hand.
oh yeah.
Having the hype behind it and having all of the people and all of the noise, that plays.
They'll fight on a card, yeah?
Yeah, main card.
Oh yeah, it'll be
No, like,
it'll be the main event.
I don't remember how they do it. The Ultimate Fighter, do they do like
Yeah,
an
they plan a
actual-
card around it.
They do
They'll
like
be-
a fight night, or is it like a?
No, it's an event.
no, it's I mean
No,
this
that's what I
will
mean. Is it a
definitely
is it a
pay-per-view
fight
event.
night or will it be pay per view?
Pay-per-view.
Sometimes what they do for the finales, they'll put it on a card.
Yeah,
this
that's
is
what
too
I
big.
meant. That's what I
This is
meant.
too
This
big.
might just be too big. They might have to do this separately. And,
They will.
and just stack the whole card with a bunch
It's
of other
Conor's
fighters.
return.
They will have a different fight night probably for the finalists in the Ultimate Fighter, kind of like what they did for Juliana Marquez and Amanda Nunes, kind of like the same style, right? They had a fight night for all the Ultimate Fighter winners, and then Juliana Marquez and Amanda Nunes had their own
Yeah.
pay-per-view main event, right?
Yeah.
That's probably the way that it's gonna go down. But for a guy like Conor, man, and for a guy that hasn't won in a few years,
Mm.
this is his best way to come back.
I think he knows
and
that.
win in a spectacular finish. He's gonna go in there, and I think he might give us like a very bouncy, very technical, bouncing in and out, trying
Something
to counter,
Oh, you grab it.
while Chandler just gonna bull rush him, right? Like that's really what he's gonna do.
That's what he has. Yeah.
But one thing that we did also not consider: this fight's at 170. Conor McGregor at 170 is pretty fucking scary, dude.
Yeah, he's gonna be big.
That power is gonna be absolutely insane. Granted, Michael Chandler's a big guy too.
Very
But
powerful.
he's kind of short. He's a little smaller guy. You know what I mean? Conor McGregor, you've seen the pictures, man. That dude is fucking gigantic. And for him to be fighting at 170, he's probably going to be walking in that ring at 185 or
Yeah,
180.
he's gonna be a big guy. But
you know?
ultimately, too, the way I think about it is Michael Chandler's so corny and such a dick rider. He loves Conor McGregor. McGregor's going to be trying to make animosity and kind of put implications on this fight, probably talk shit, make it a little dramatic depending on what happens through the season. Like, he's definitely going to big man him throughout the whole thing. And I don't think Chandler's ever going to, really talk shit back to where the hype is going to be so much. Like, Chandler's ultimately always reverting to, I'm going to go out and give the best show to the fans. He never really plays into the antics of talking. And when he does, it's very, very poor and cheesy as fuck. So that's what I think we can anticipate. I would have liked to have seen it be someone that Conor has actual hate and feelings towards, and they both hate each other type of thing. Like if Dustin was the coach, would be fucking electric.
Yeah.
But ultimately, that would be a different situation for Conor and a very hard win. So I think, like you said, it serves the best purpose for, I think, Conor's comeback and what the UFC wants, which is Conor to be successful at the end of the day, get a big win on his victory.
I feel like
They
this
need him
is.
to
I
win.
feel like this is just the fight to make as well.
Yeah.
For sure.
Chandler's been begging to fight McGregor for what, like
Years.
a year now?
And Chandler hasn't won, right?
Yeah.
He hasn't won, so he's not coming off of a big streak or anything. Like, this is a perfect situation and a comfortable situation for Conor. There's not as much pressure behind him. There's no title contention really in this one. Like, he just needs to go out there and fucking win. Like,
So what about this? If Conor goes out and wins on his comeback, do you immediately start to talk about Conor's potential path back to the championship?
well, that depends. That depends if he stays at 170 or if he drops down to
It's true.
155. He goes back down to 155, bro. You're gonna have to go through maybe possibly Charles Oliveira, possibly a rubber match with Dustin Poirier.
A lot harder.
You don't want to
Yeah.
fight. He's not gonna fight Islam. We know that.
No way.
Like, it's a little complicated at 155, and I don't think he'd want to cut the weight down to 155 again.
He's
just
too
'cause
big.
He's been able to build his body to the way that
Yeah.
it is now. He stays at 170. He goes in there and fights guys like Jorge Masvidal. Great matchup.
Easy
He goes
dub.
in there and fights guys like Gilbert Burns. That's a great fight. He goes in there and fights a guy like Kamaru Usman. That's a great fight.
Interesting, yeah.
Like, it's just, there makes more sense for
That
him
would be
to
a
stay
great
at
fight.
170
Him versus Leon would be cool.
against Leon. Like, there's just so many different guys, but in the matchups in 155, it just doesn't favor him. He's been there, he's done that. He's not going to touch a title, especially against a guy like Islam.
Nah.
But I can definitely see him getting in there, getting a couple wins.
He can do work at
And
170.
imagine if but this all depends, obviously, if Kamaru and Leon,
What happens
go
with
at it.
them?
And if Leon
Like-
wins again, I could totally see a Conor and Leon fight in
100%.
Europe.
Yeah, but do you
Northern
think?
Ireland against England? You know what I mean? Like,
Do you think that? Do you
I
think if
wouldn't-
Conor wins this fight though, do you think that jumps him immediately to championship contender, or do you think he has to go?
No,
Does
I
he have to
don't
go
think
through
so.
somebody in the top 10? Like,
I don't
what
think
about
so.
fighting like somebody like a Colby
Ultimately, the
Covington?
reaction for the
Well,
fight
no
is
fight.
going to be calling him
That's
to
what I'm
go
saying.
in
Like,
now.
do you think it would go like? Do you think he would fight somebody like a Colby Covington, who's also kind of up there waiting for his chance to get back in the championship fight, or do you think it'd be kind of more of a?
Depends on what the win looks like for
if he
for
just gets
McGregor.
out there and starches the shit out of Michael Chandler, like, he's going to be feeling good. He's like,
The hype
he's
is going to be
come
there
back.
too.
Yeah, I think he definitely stays at 170, but obviously he has Dana White privilege, so like,
Of course.
he could just get his way back into a title contention if he just goes out there and starches Chandler. But at the same time, like, this is Chandler's first fight at 170, so it doesn't really make sense for
True.
you
It's
to
not-
give a guy a title shot at 170 for a guy that he just beat that doesn't actually fight at 170.
For sure.
They're just doing it for the sake of
Entertainment.
But
entertainment. You guys are gonna
if
be doing
McGregor
fights.
goes out there and wins, this would start the conversation of
Yeah,
okay, so
but
how
you can-
far away is Conor from
One
being
more
the
win.
champion?
Yeah.
I would say they'd probably just give him one more win, top 5 guy at 170.
See what he can do. Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, regardless, Conor's going to sell any fight.
Exactly.
Any
Exactly.
fight. So his name alone, like you said, he has Dana White privilege. He could fight literally anybody
Yeah.
in the top 10. And
That's where it gets tricky though, because he's not going to fight someone and not be the main event on a card. Conor
Yeah,
won't
there's-
not
he
meet the
will
main event.
Only be a main event on a card. He
So
will not even be a co-main.
It looks a little different if he's going to fight for a main event against the 6th guy or the 5th guy.
It's going to be interesting to see the way that plays out because there's just so much going on at 170. I mean, in a couple of weeks, you got Usman against Leon. We're going to see how that plays out. From my understanding, I think Usman should still win that fight. But shit, man, Leon has all the confidence right now, and he's fighting in his home soil in England. You know what I mean? So it's like,
And we're not even thinking about this though, too. What happens if 170, both of those boys are throwing bombs, and Conor doesn't look the same, and he gets caught by Michael Chandler Wright? What happens then?
Because Chandler does throw bombs.
This is the thing. Like in the universe of UFC, Conor's not supposed to lose his fight.
He's not.
100%.
He loses his fight, dude.
Insane. All riot ensues.
So what do you think?
You tried it at 170. Like, what's left?
What's
I was going to
next
say,
one?
so if Conor loses his fight, do you think that this could be his last
walk
fight?
away for a little while, I think.
He can.
But at that point,
can.
he's already walked away for this long. If he loses his fight, when are people going to start to say, okay, has Conor McGregor lost his swagger?
If he loses this fight.
And at this
This
point,
is the moment. If he loses this fight, then you can fairly say he's lost his swagger.
Okay.
and then
does he?
That's the thing. From if he loses his fight, all I can see is him scraping and clawing his way through shit talking and content into getting a rematch, a rubber match against Poirier as another main event. That's the only thing I can see.
So here's what I'm interested in because obviously Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor is a massive. That was hilarious.
Did you see that Dustin Poirier smacked the guy
I did
during
see
Mardi
that.
Gras for saying that?
I did see that, bro.
Smacked his ass.
I did see that. I
He
did
was
see
trying to
that.
tell him to stop the car. He was about to beat his ass.
That would have been
Yeah.
sick.
And his wife was like, just go,
Yeah.
just go. And they just kept going.
Obviously, Conor McGregor is a massive name, probably the biggest name in UFC history besides John Jones. Can you see Conor becoming somebody like a Donald Cerrone, where obviously he's not just taking
Oh, I hope not.
throwaway
Jesus.
fights, but he becomes somebody that maybe Dana White says to him and goes to him and says, you know, we have a big fight. Would you step on this card and be a co-main or be the third guy? Like, do you
That
think
just
that would
won't
ever
happen.
happen with Conor?
Conor will never stoop to that level.
That's what I'm curious about. Do you think that would ever be something like that's what I'm more
I don't
wondering
see it.
if Conor loses this fight, when would we ever, if we ever saw him in the ring again? Obviously, other than what you said, I think is a real possibility. Shit talking and fight Dustin again because that would be another great fight. But at what point does Conor eventually say, "Okay, I'm just not the guy anymore"?
If
Conor-
he loses to Michael Chandler. If he loses to Michael Chandler, I wouldn't be surprised if Conor goes to boxing again.
Okay,
Fights a guy like Jake Paul.
Because he
That
can.
shit would break numbers, dude. People
No
would watch the shit
fucking
out of
way.
it. I can see. Because honestly, dude, if you lose to a guy like Michael Chandler, he's only beat one guy. Well, he's beat two guys. Dan Hooker fight was.
But amazing fights every time he
Beat the shit
steps
out
on
I
the
was gonna
canvas.
say every fight he's had.
But he
That
always gets
Oliveira
finished, though.
fight
He always
was
gets finished, though.
yeah.
He always
Gaethje
gets
fight
finished.
was insane.
The Gaethje fight was
That went
insane.
all rounds. That was a great fight, but he still got really pieced up bad. He had
Yeah.
really good shots on Gaethje, but Gaethje was the more technical fighter, right? Like,
Gaethje
you
also
watch
got
that
pieced
fight,
too.
He did. He got hit with a lot of big
Yeah,
shots.
but both those guys just love
But
to
that's
throw.
expected, right?
Yeah.
If you can take Michael Chandler's biggest shot and you're the more technical guy, you're gonna win the fight.
Yeah,
Right?
it's
You're gonna
true.
land a jab. You're gonna land the overheight. You're gonna land the 1-1-2. You're gonna make the judges know that you are the more well-rounded person on the feet, and you're
Yeah.
gonna win this fight, right?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But if you got a guy like Chandler, and he goes out there, he lost to Gaethje, great fight, like you mentioned. He lost to Charles Oliveira.
Which was another
He
great
was-
fight.
He was
He was winning that
very
fight.
close to touching gold, but again,
Yeah.
didn't get it done. Then he goes out there and fucking fights a guy like Tony Ferguson. Front kick to the face. Tony Ferguson should not be fighting.
I was gonna say he's done,
Tony
right?
Ferguson
He's done.
should not even be putting on a pair of gloves ever.
Or those fucking glasses.
Dude.
When I was at the press conference for the Oliveira and Gaethje card, he threw an orange at the crowd. And it was like everyone was trying to catch the orange, but he threw the orange at us.
You're just
I
like,
just thought it was the strangest thing. Like he's like,
he's
dude,
strange.
He's
He's
just
a
a
strange
strange.
dude.
like-
He's a strange guy.
Came over and said, "What's up?" or whatever. He just threw the orange at us. He chucked the shit at it. He
Hell yeah.
chucked it at us. But then then you got Chandler going against a guy like Conor McGregor. Just completely different ball fields. I mentioned, granted, Chandler could easily go in there and land a big shot and take Conor's lights out, but I just think Conor's too technical. I just don't see it happening. I just really don't. It's gonna be a great fight, but Conor should go in there and win inside 3 rounds.
Good. And that's the thing. I think that's where it'll get interesting, and we'll see how it plays out, because at this point, kind of what you were referencing, Conor's name and likeness is almost as big, if not bigger, than the UFC in general now.
Bubble number 12.
Yeah, he's a draw internationally no matter what you get. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if we see him get caught and kind of get embarrassed, he could definitely fall off the map, do boxing, do shit like that, and it would be whatever. But we could also see the people call for him to get another chance, no matter what, because it's Conor McGregor at the end of the day. So shout out T-Bing _09. Definitely, Ultimate Fighter has big hopes this season. So we'll see what happens. I think we'll start to see some clips getting rolled out soon, and hopefully they're juicy.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. Super excited.
All right, next question, boys. So my boy Seth Doumbia, 2022, Doom.2022, Muay Thai guy. He's actually training right now. He's going to be start getting his fights up soon. Shouts out to Jay Page's Muay Thai and Jiu Jitsu out in Ahwatukee, Phoenix area. So he wants to know. He wants a little preview on the main event. What do you think of John Jones taking 3 years off, and will we see the same dominant John? And before we move on, I want to go ahead and move on to the next question as well, because our boy Q Swole also asked the same question. He said, it's been 3 years for Jones, right? What are we thinking in terms of how this affects the fight? I'll go ahead and go first just because I have a certain take on it. I from what I've seen John Jones say and speak on, he said, I might have taken a layoff for 3 years, but we've been working for 3 years. In these 3 years, he has accumulated several very, very well respected and very diverse heavyweights in his group, and he has pretty much handcrafted his own training team. John Jones Fight Camp, John Jones training team, and they've been working consistently for 3 years. Man's been putting in work in the swimming pool, been training with the White Rhino, Stan Efferding vertical diet, been squatting a very, very heavy amount, put on a lot of upper body weight, as well as leg strength, deadlift. He talked about it today in his press conference. He's got his bench up to 500 pounds working with Stan. He got his squat up to 500 pounds, his bench press up to 315 for a couple reps. And he got his deadlift up to like 600 pounds, and that was a really big step for him. He put up a lot of weight with Stan Efferding, really trained muscular endurance, because I think in the lightweight division, that was the question moving up. I mean, is he going to be able to hang with these guys that have more power in their hands and long-term power over what we saw at a DC, who is obviously on the decline and a fat POS? Obviously, he can wrestle, but John Jones was able to, do what he wanted to do with Daniel Cormier. And we saw John Jones essentially play with his food the last couple times he's been really, really tested in the UFC. And now we see a bigger, better, stronger, probably the most mentally focused and hungry John Jones that I've at least seen as far as the way he's talking about this fight. And we have an insider information as far as me. I mean, I know you heard this too. J-Red saw John Jones at the dispo.
Did see him at the dispensary.
Shout out Jaden Redding. If you watch the show, he saw John Jones at the dispensary a couple weeks ago, and John Jones said, bet your fucking house on me. There's no way I lose this fight.
There's no way he loses.
And that's encouraging enough for me. I'm rocking with John Jones very heavy. I think this 3 years does him a lot for reevaluating and seeing what he wants. And I think he's a really deep thinker and a man that's really focused. And seeing him put on the weight and being able to train new techniques and learn new skills in those 3 years off and really reevaluate what he wants to do after essentially being fucked by the UFC in, what was it, USDA or whatever for the picogram or whatever, which we'll talk about later from Braden's question. But I think this 3 year layoff, it doesn't necessarily hurt John Jones. I think we're going to see the same guy. You definitely have the age, but he's got the experience. Hero's a relatively new fighter, and he hasn't necessarily been tested in the way that John Jones is willing to test him on the ground and pound. He had to fight Ngannou, and when he did fight Ngannou, he got laid on and really didn't have any fight in him to get back up. And if John Jones takes him into the depths of the ocean, I don't think Ngannou has a really high chance of getting out.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with most of what you said. What does worry me about John Jones is, yes, he's been able to build an arsenal within the last 3 years. He has been training these last 3 years. He hasn't really taken a huge time off. Now, granted, there were some dark shit that happened within the last 3 years. The whole thing that happened with his wife, and all that thing at the UFC Hall of Fame. Like,
he loves coke.
That was a dark thing that happened to John Jones.
What happened at the Hall of Fame?
Apparently, this was not last year. I think it was a couple years ago. John Jones he was at the UFC Hall of Fame. I can't remember.
He was drunk, wasn't he?
Yeah, so he was out. He was getting fucked up with the boys or whatever. And he got back to the hotel room, and apparently he hit his wife.
Oh.
Got in big trouble about that. And that was a dark place for John Jones because at that time, before that too, he also got a DUI.
Yeah, I do remember the
driving
DUI.
in New Mexico, he had a bunch of guns in his car. Like, listen, I don't think that John Jones has been fully about the fight game these past 3 years. There obviously have been some things that have came up, which just worries me a little bit. I've been watching John Jones for a very long time.
He's one of the GOATs.
He is one of the absolute greatest of all time, but I can sense a little bit of a different John Jones when I see him at these press conferences.
Dude.
I don't know what the hell it is.
It's scary.
It's weird. Like, you
Got that
listen
line.
to what he says, you listen to what he's saying,
Like he's enlightened.
and he's just happy to be back. You know,
Mhm.
obviously it's been a long time. A lot of bad shit happened, but John Jones is John Jones, and you cannot deny that. One thing that does worry me a little bit are some of the guys that he does surround himself with. Maurice Green, Walt Harris,
Yeah, that's his team.
Jorgen De Castro. They're not the best heavyweights of all time.
They all
Not
do
the
different
greatest
things.
guys. They all do different things. I can agree with that.
They're all bigger than him.
But they're all pretty. They're not that good.
Mm.
To be honest with you, they're really not. They're big, but like that's what heavyweights are supposed to be. Heavyweights are big.
Okay, and who is Cyril training with?
Cyril's training in France.
Yeah,
with
but
who
he-
used to be Francis's trainer. Like he's got some good guys around him.
But he's not fighting the same heavyweights
you
day
go
in
and
and day
watch
out.
film on Maurice Green, Jorgen De Castro, and all these guys, dude.
I know.
They're not the
I know.
highest of level, right? That's just the only thing that worries me a little bit. I feel like he could be training with a lot better guys, but
He's
did
also been training for
with
3
Henry.
years. He's been training for 3
But he
years.
did also train with Henry over here in Arizona as well, which
And
is what
Stan
I give-
Efferding.
which is what I give him
Got a strength though.
benefit of doubt. But a lot of the guys that he's surrounding himself with, I'm like, oh, that's kind of like
I can see your
they're
concern.
not the best guys. Like I don't know if you should be training with those guys. Like I'd be happy if you were training with some guys that were at least in the top 5, top 10. I mean,
But
even
that's
training
not.
with a
You
guy
can't
like
do
Derek
that.
Lewis.
He's been training
You
with these
can't.
guys day in and day out.
But like they're not the best guys. That's the only thing that worries me, right? The
Like-
only thing that worries me is kind of training with some
the best
I
of all
hate to
time.
say
What
it,
is he
but
going to train with the?
some bozos? Like it
Okay,
kinda,
so
it's
what
kinda
is
weird.
what does it say about
It's kind of weird.
what does it say about John Jones then? In the point of your argument, what does it say about him if he goes out? What does it say about his legacy if he goes out after a 3-year layoff? He goes out and he wins and he becomes a heavyweight champion.
You know what I think? I think Cyril Gahn is actually going to be quicker on the feet than John Jones.
Yeah,
I
he
can
knows
guarantee
that.
that, right?
He knows that.
He will be quicker on the feet than John Jones, and that is that is like the one thing that I'm very curious to find out is if John Jones is going to be that uncomfortable on the feet with Cyril Gahn.
He's acknowledged it though.
That's the thing. And like obviously John Jones has amazing grappling. He's one of the best grapplers on the planet. And especially what you brought up, Francis isn't a grappler.
He laid on that
Francis
motherfucker.
just laid on him and just kind of just worked him the whole time, and Cyril had no answer, right? But and another thing too is that Cyril Gahn did mention that he only trains when he gets a fight announced. That's another thing that kind of worries me too about Cyril Gahn. But on the feet, just because John's a little bit heavier, John Jones has never been the quickest striker ever.
Mm-mm.
He's never had
Effective.
fast hands. He's just very effective,
Very-
and he makes every shot count.
He's
He takes
efficient.
his
Very
shots,
technical.
and he fucking breaks you down,
He's a sniper.
and he wins the fight, right? He knows
He
how to
controls
win
he
the fight.
controls
He
the
controls
ring
the
also
entire
very
fight.
well every time he fights.
And Cyril didn't even do that against Ngannou very well. Like that's what I'm saying.
Like John Jones, to me, the reason why I'm so confident with John Jones is because regardless, every opponent that he's had, every time there's been doubt about him, every time he steps into that octagon, he is in full control from start to finish.
But it's always. But another thing
Good point.
another thing to always point out too is when moving different divisions, moving different weight classes, it's a different world. It is a completely.
So do you think he's not
different
factoring that
world.
into his training?
I feel like John Jones is very confident in what
Uh-huh.
he can do, and obviously his track record proves that. But we are also at a new generation of fighters. I still have John Jones winning the fight, but I feel like the fight might be a little bit more close than what we actually
Yeah.
think it is. A lot of people think that John Jones is just going to go out there and start Cyril Gahn. I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think so either.
I
But
think he might wear him down. I can even see the fight going to a decision.
it could.
Because that's all that before John Jones left, he was only fighting decision fights.
I was gonna say his last, I think, 4 or 5 fights all went
Let's
decision.
rewind back to when he fought Dominic Reyes, which was his last fight. He arguably lost that fight.
His last 3 fights have been decision.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
You got to tell
yeah.
me this too. Animosity aside,
His last knockout was
3 years ago,
Gustafsson.
3 years
Gustafsson,
ago,
right?
or whatever,
Gustafsson.
you're put DC in that ring right now against Cyril.
Jones?
Cyril.
Oh, Cyril.
You're taking DC.
I don't know.
It looks different,
It's
but
hard.
after the wrestling performance that
Right.
Cyril put up last time, you have to go
It's
DC.
definitely
Yeah.
DC.
You can
Yeah,
definitely
thank you.
see DC.
Easily.
Thank you.
Eh,
But
let's
Cyril,
just relax for a second.
John Jones has touched on that. Cyril has the striking advantage, maybe, and has the footwork advantage for sure. But he's already called out. He doesn't think he has the endurance. He doesn't think he has the strength to go 5 rounds with him.
It's just hard to say all of these things about John Jones, and we haven't seen him fight in
100%,
years. You know what I
100%.
mean? Like, it's kind of crazy to hear all these things. John Jones is going to do this. John Jones is going to do that.
What if he comes back and he's better, though? We're not going to be surprised.
Yeah, I want to be surprised. But if he comes back and looks flat,
He learned to swim in those 3 years. He's in the pool.
he's a huge swimmer. dude.
He's
He
in the
loves to
pool
be in
now.
pool. But I'm saying, if John Jones goes out there and looks a little slower, just a little, he hasn't been in the ring for 3 years.
It's
man.
true. It's true.
Ring rust is a real thing.
And if he's been training against fucking trash bags like you're trying to claim.
I'm just
Did you see
saying,
Walt Harris pull up to the training with the churches?
Here's what I want to know.
He pulled up with
Walt Harris
churches.
is awful.
Okay, dude.
Walt
Here's what I'm
Harris is
curious
awful.
about. So
Walt Harris, come knock out Carlo.
Like, it's just like there are so many different factors that people are just overlooking
Yeah,
that you
I
need to
agree.
consider.
But it's still Johnny.
If this is the only thing that I can see, if
27 and 1.
Cyril Gahn can defend the takedown or can at least be within the grappling exchange with John Jones just because of his size and his strength, because Cyril Gahn is a true heavyweight. John Jones is not a true heavyweight.
And that's what I wanted to ask you. So Gon's listed at 247 right now. Obviously, heavyweight's up to 265, I
Right.
think.
Yeah. John Jones
What do you
says he's
think?
going to fight
what
at
do you,
255.
what do you think Jones is going to be sitting at in the ring?
He said the heaviest he got up to was 263.
Or not,
Plans to fight on the octagon at 245 to 250.
So what do you think Gon will be at? Probably the same, around
Same.
the
the
same.
same.
Yeah.
But like obviously look at the different body types, right? John Jones also,
His legs are small.
his legs are small. I was just about to say
His legs
that.
are small.
On Cyril Gahn's team, we know
Got to put punish on him.
the biggest thing on to slow John Jones down and slow his pace down, especially being a heavyweight and carrying on that extra weight.
Yeah.
You got to chop him down.
So would
like
you
a
be
tree.
would you be surprised if the immediate fight start Gon's going for the legs?
No. He's
wouldn't
gonna
be
he's gonna be
surprised.
chopping him because
On his
that's where
face.
his advantage is. Kick.
all of that weight is like up here.
Yeah. John Jones is
No,
very
he's still
top
the legs
heavy,
too. Yeah. But like when you look at pictures of him, he still has skinny legs.
but he's long. He's long.
very long.
I feel like the legs though have always been something of concern for John Jones, and
it's
we've
true.
seen
It always has.
other fighters attack his legs, and it's never made a
Well,
difference.
here's the thing: when he fought Thiago Santos,
Yeah, he fucked him up his
he
legs.
fucking fucked his legs up.
He
bad.
did.
Thiago Santos arguably could have won that fight if he didn't
Yeah.
tear both
He tore his whole knee, right?
tore both his knees.
Yeah, dude, that fight was amazing.
If he had both
We watched
of
that
his
one
knees
together
in that
too, I
fight,
think.
If he had both of his knees, that was the same night that
That went distance, right?
Yeah, it was.
And everyone was like, he
it was-
needs to
it was
tap. He
split-
needs to get
it was
out.
split
that
decision.
was the same. That was the
It was
same
split
night
decision.
that
That was a crazy one.
that Jorge Masvidal did the flying knee on Ben.
Yeah,
That's
it
right.
was. Yes.
I will never forget.
Legendary.
That night.
Yeah, that card
Legendary
was
night.
sick.
But you look at a guy like Thiago Santos, who clearly is not a heavyweight. He obviously is a light heavyweight with his physique and the way that he.
And I was
going
going to ask you about him to compare both fights.
There are holes in John's game,
Uh huh.
and that is to chop him down and to slow him down.
But his demeanor, he could have
Cyril
fixed those
Gahn,
holes.
He could fix those holes, but it just worries me a little bit. That
3
he might
years.
be a little bit slower. Cyril Gahn is not slow.
No,
Cyril
he's
Gahn
fast. He's
fights
the
like a
fastest
middleweight.
heavyweight. Yeah.
He's a heavyweight, but he fights like a middleweight.
He also fights like a
he's
middleweight on the
bouncing
ground,
his
though.
toes. He's bouncing on his toes. He's in and out. I'm just saying, man, if the world is shocked and Cyril Gahn wins this fight on Saturday, I still have John Jones. I think he'll still sneak out the decision. But if Cyril Gahn goes out there and wins, do not be surprised.
I wouldn't be. I love
not be
Cyril.
surprised.
I took Cyril over Ngannou. I thought Cyril was going to shock the world and beat him. But I feel more confident.
I had Cyril that same fight too, but
Yeah.
obviously, really the only things that Cyril needs to work on is the ground game. I'm Cyril's corner.
John
We're working
shits
ground
on
game.
Ngannou's ground game, and I
That's
don't
what
think
I'm saying.
I don't think that I don't think Cyril has the mindset, like you said. He doesn't train when he's not scheduled for a fight. He doesn't have the mindset to be able to fill those gaps. Being where he is right now, he has too much time to make up to be able to be John Jones level on the ground.
Sometimes being more active is a little bit better too, you know? So there's just so many things to consider. Like I said, I love John Jones. John Jones can still get this win. I think he sneaks out with the decision, but do not be surprised
Yeah.
if Cyril Gahn goes out there and shocks the world for a debut for John Jones,
All right.
especially at heavyweight, you know? So
All right.
that's my 2 cents. Great questions though on the 3 year to see how that's going to affect.
Because yeah, that's the biggest
I
question
believe
mark.
Ring rust is real. And
That's the
3
biggest
years is a
question mark.
long time.
The biggest question mark for sure. Shout out Q Swole and shout out Seth for asking us those questions. I guess we'll see this Saturday night, UFC 285. About to be a banger, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Next question. This one's specifically coming for you, Llama.
Who's this?
Braden Bushman. He wants to know.
Bush?
He put in his question for Carlo. So at Braden Bushman, you go ahead and figure out how to spell that because his parents really went hard with the way that they spelled Braden. For Carlo, in light of recent changes to the USDA picogram policy, which is what John Jones failed back in 2017 during his test after beating Daniel Cormier, should John Jones' no contest over Cormier back in that fight be restored to a win? And there's a second part to that question, but we'll get after that. I'm going to go ahead and flat out answer it. I think yes.
Yep.
Now that the picogram levels have been raised to a level that John Jones never even met, let alone exceeded, go ahead and give him the win back because at this point, if you're going to change the rules 3 years later to accommodate it, you might as well have given it to him back then.
And
because
it's not like DC went in there and really had a chance at both attempts.
Ask DC. He would tell you.
It's just like, just give him the fucking win. He clearly won both of those fights, whether he's on picograms or not. John Jones was the better fighter in all aspects, in grappling, in striking, in the clinch game.
Control.
Everything. Literally everything that you can put on paper against those two, John Jones beat him at. The no contest, 100% Braden should be overturned and given John the win because he deserves it. And for a guy that has a legacy like that, you better fucking give him that win, especially if you're changing the rules now. And he's coming back to fight like even bigger guys. Like, give him the win, scratch off the no contest. DC, you had no chance. Sorry, but you just really had no chance against that guy during that time. You were second. But that's okay. You were still champion. You were still one of the GOATs in heavyweight. But in light heavyweight, John Jones just had by literally in every single step of the way. So,
all right, second part of the question. We'll go ahead and toss this one over to Mr. Volkanovski, Bo Nickel wannabe over there. Who is your UFC GOAT and why? Kind of put you on the spot, but
Jesus.
I know who Carlo's answer is, and I know I have my personal answer because I know who I enjoyed watching growing up and who kind of made me into UFC type shit. So
I think we probably have the same.
maybe.
Okay, so are we classifying GOAT as in like who did we like love
Who's your personal
watching?
GOAT?
who's just your GOAT?
My personal GOAT.
I mean, you can
Without
go
saying John Jones.
yeah without saying John
Or
Jones.
you
Who,
could say
I mean-
John Jones.
I'm gonna go in terms of fighters who I've liked watching, and I will say right now, like current age of UFC fighters, Max is definitely probably
okay, good.
Max is my favorite fighter.
Yeah, I
He's
agree
my
with that.
favorite
agree with
fighter.
nice.
But you'll like this one. The guy who I loved watching growing up, who made me like fall in love with UFC, was Frank Guida.
Oh, Clay Guida.
Clay Guida, sorry. I was thinking of
guy.
I was thinking of Frank
Frank
Edgar,
Mir?
sorry.
Yeah,
But no,
yeah.
Clay Guida.
Clay Guida's an
Yeah,
absolute
I love
dog.
Clay Guida too.
Clay Guida was
Clay
a
was
dog.
dope.
He fights on a card you have to watch.
Pretty
bro.
interesting answer. I was not
I like
expecting
those
you to come out with
answers,
that
Clay
one.
Love
Guida
those
and
answers.
GSP is like
That was my answer, you
Yeah.
fuck boy. So
that's who got me into UFC. I love GSP.
Frank Guida.
Yeah,
that was my
I'm
favorite
tired.
fighter.
back
but-
when GSP's heyday, that's who I remember watching the pay-per-views at my dad's friend's house and really being like, oh my God, this guy's insane. I'm going to throw a little throwback, though. I also really, back in the day, Dan Henderson was one of
Dan
my
Henderson was a dog.
favorites, bro.
Dan Henderson was a dog.
Dude, Dan Henderson was a guy that you could never count out, and he kind of like Michael Chandler. He was always going to bring you an entertaining fight, and he was going to fucking go down swinging. Dan Henderson was one of my favorites. I think new age guys. I
Had a
love
nose you
O'Malley.
could
I want to
see
see
from the
O'Malley
sun.
do it, but he's got the people behind him. He ain't no GOAT or anything like that yet. But yeah, for me, I was gonna say GSP. I mean, he's definitely a GOAT in terms of the way he polarized the sport, as well as being at the top of his division for so long. But yeah, Carlo's next guy is obviously one of the. We already talked about this, but one of the clear-cut answers. He's the inspiration for, I think, the modern fighter today.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I got two guys actually. I want to definitely mention two as part of my GOAT list. That's not obviously John Jones, or other guys that you'd like to consider. But first, Anderson Silva.
Yep,
the
has to be.
absolute
Yeah.
greatest
Fighter.
of all fucking time. If you were not a fight fan,
How does getting knocked out by Jake Paul play into that legacy, though?
now that's where you kind of fucked up a little bit. That could be scripted. That could all be scripted and all in money.
You got the
But
bag.
in the octagon. If you were not a fight fan and you watched one Anderson Silva fight, you became a fight fan.
It was art. It's art.
You became a fight.
He was a
you
poet.
fight fan that day, whether you liked it or not.
Poet.
Anderson Silva always came out. The beautiful thing about Anderson Silva during that time is that he was well more advanced than any fucking guy on the roster.
You could tell.
He was always one step ahead. He was all dude. You know his taunts. He would always just
The feints
swoop
were
left, swoop
insane.
left, the feints, the front kick to the face against Vitor Belfort. Like
Bro, legendary.
Anderson Silva is the reason why there are some fighters that fight in that style, that like to be showboats. that
Remember
like
old
to throw
school
that
Lyoto
front kick to the
Machida,
chin.
though?
Yeah,
Lyoto was a good guy back in
Lyoto
the
was
day.
also a great guy. That's
Yeah.
another guy you cannot not say, right?
Mhm.
But he, in terms of GOAT status,
Yeah.
Anderson Silva,
Has to be.
110,000%. Growing up as a kid, Anderson
Revolutionized
Silva was that
the
dude.
sport.
And then he, lost to Chris Weidman, and then he broke his leg, and that was just the downfall. of
Downfall,
Anderson
yeah.
Silva.
The
But
Weidman
Anderson
loss was
Silva
insane.
Held the fort for I think 8 to 9 years.
Yeah.
I don't think he lost a fight in like 8 years, something like that.
After GSP2, he really brought like back that striking
Right.
type of like, oh, this guy is new wave type of
You didn't
striker.
have
Like
to be strong. You didn't have to be big. You just had to be technical, and you just had to
Ugh.
see whatever was coming
Pinpoint.
at you and just be a pinpointed technician.
Yep.
So that was Anderson Silva. My second guy, and this is
say
honestly
it.
one of my favorite
Don't
guys.
say it.
Yeah.
What do you think I'm
We
gonna
all
say?
know.
Triple
we all
C?
know.
Are you going to say Triple C?
No.
Okay, good.
No, Jose Aldo.
Okay, yeah. Good
Okay,
pick.
that's not who I thought you were gonna say.
Yeah.
Was one of the guys that came into the MMA world and really introduced how effective leg kicks were. When that guy came into the UFC, well, first he was part of an organization with WEC. Then the UFC bought out WEC, brought in all those small guys and
He's a big vet.
started those smaller weight divisions. But Jose Aldo, man, what that guy has done and some of the different wins that he's done and that he's performed in regards to really mixing it up with the leg kicks, calf kicks, and just being a dominant guy in that weight division up until when Conor McGregor came.
He was even a really tough loss, though, when they started giving him to the younger guys that were,
Yeah.
like, he was a really tough guy to get through.
Jose Aldo could still be fighting in that. I mean, he was still top 5 before he pretty much retired from MMA. Like, he was still people that guys had to get through in order to get in the top 5 list.
Yep.
Like, Jose Aldo always caused a lot of problems for dudes. One thing that I did dislike about Jose before he left the UFC, he kind of dismissed his leg kicks a little bit. He focused more around being a boxer. And I think that's honestly what lost him a lot of some of the fights that he had.
He got into striking matches with guys.
He just
that
got in
had-
striking matches when he was just a better striker when he mixed it up with the leg kick. So, but watching that dude do what he did with the sport and
He had a good
showing
run.
people leg kicks can win you fights,
Legendary run.
legendary, man. Jose Aldo will always have a spot in my heart. I know now he's boxing. I think
Interesting.
he got his win in boxing, actually, his first boxing match.
Really?
He still got the dog in him. It just, at this point, especially at 135,
Yeah.
I don't think he'd ever touch gold again, but he held down the fort for a very, very long time. And
All right,
that's
valiant
definitely
answers.
one of my goats, man. Anderson
Okay, but
Silva and
there's also an argument that Habib is one of the goats.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I mean,
that's
we
a
you know,
completely
that's-
completely
that's a-
skipped over that one.
that's
yeah,
a
you
yeah.
know, that one.
I really wanted to
can't
see them make it with GSP if GSP would have came back and done that.
Yes,
That
he
would have
was-
been amazing to see.
Yes, he was undefeated. Yes, he never lost. But if he kept fighting and he kept knocking dudes out of that weight division, then yes, I would have said it as one of my goats. But realistically, yeah, he fought. He pretty much cleared out the lightweight division.
Khabib's in my goats category. He's insane.
I think he's one of the goats.
It's just tough for me to call him a goat because he just left too early.
But there's
Just left a
nothing
little
there's
too
nothing you
early.
can do about that. I
You
mean,
guys think?
Like his last fight before he left was Justin Gaethje. Like
You ever think that
I would have loved to see Khabib in a super
you
fight.
dismiss
like,
Justin
Khabib versus
Gaethje
Islam
so
in Russia?
hard, though. Like I think Justin
Huh?
Gaethje is
Khabib versus
one of the
Islam
better
in
strikers
Russia?
in that division.
That'd be nuts.
Spencer,
Oh, come
he's
on.
not.
that would be
Yeah,
insane?
is there
His
anybody that
hands
you
are
think-
insane?
Is there anybody?
I don't know.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Justin Gaethje's fighting Rafael Fiziev, I think,
Yeah.
in London.
Yeah, in London. He's
Rafael
training for that
Fiziev's
right
gonna
now.
Fuck up Justin Gaethje.
Oh,
I'm
No,
guaranteeing you
I
that.
don't know.
I love
guarantee
Justin
you
Gaethje.
that.
I'm
trying
a
to say
big
the
I
same
don't
thing
know.
about
fan.
Charles and Gaethje.
I don't know about that. Fiziev is. Jury's still out. He's a dog, but Gaethje's got them fucking lightning rods.
He's
Bro.
got hands, but like that's really all he has to offer.
Fiziev is well-rounded. That's
You
where
know
it's
what I mean?
scary.
Fiziev is very well rounded. Muay Thai, Tiger kickboxing. Like the dude trains in Thailand with some of the best. Gaethje was at one point when he fought Khabib.
Yeah.
I remember that fight week when he fought Khabib. There were people that saying that Justin Gaethje had a big chance.
Mhm.
Yeah,
We
he
clearly-
did. He kind of did for a second.
I don't know, dude.
Dude, no, he had a couple in there. I'm
He had
pretty.
a couple big.
It looked
he had
good for a
couple big
second.
hits, but like
Yeah, that's what I mean. But that's what I'm
But
saying.
that's
That's what I'm saying. I think
and so
Justin
what happened
Gaethje,
at the
like I
end?
said, is one of the best strikers.
Nobody's
I don't
barely
think
even
he's
hit
like as
Khabib
well
ever.
rounded
Yeah.
as most of the other guys in that division.
Gaethje's
find
biggest
out,
problem
right?
is that Gaethje's biggest problem is that he's on full from the
He
start.
swings for the fucking fences.
Yeah, and I think he tired him because Spencer's right. There were some moments in the first few rounds where it looked like Gaethje had a chance, and then he gasses himself
But
out too
yeah,
early.
he has
did
nothing on the
have-
ground with Khabib though.
Gaethje did have
Nobody
some
does.
great
No one.
leg kicks in that fight.
Yeah.
They were starting to stack up against Khabib, but then Khabib just grabbed him, and then
he
we
played-
saw what
Khabib
Once he
played his
feels
game
any
and
threat, and it's over.
right.
Khabib
And
played his game, and then once it's at that point, it's over. You
it's
can't
just
do
like
anything.
there are guys that are great strikers, but don't know how to be great strikers for the entire. You see so many times where guys are such good strikers in the first round.
Okay,
And then
what
after the
oh,
first round?
Gaethje Chandler, dude? That
No.
the
I'm not
whole
talking about
fucking.
Gaethje specifically. I'm just
Oh,
saying in
okay.
general. That was obviously a great fight.
Oh my god,
right?
insane.
But again, to my
Teeing
point,
off against Tony
Chandler's
Ferguson,
not
too.
the most technical dude. He just throws bombs, right?
Yeah,
Gaethje got hit a lot, but Gaethje took his biggest shots.
But that's what we knew the
I
fight
don't
was going to
think
be.
Gaethje is considered as one of the
What
top
the
guys.
Chandler?
I'm saying
Gaethje
he's
fight?
a top striker though.
Yeah.
That's the whole argument
I
been.
guess I can see that.
I completely.
I think the
so.
division would say that. Do you ever think that we could see a super
He had a
fight?
huge win against Tony Ferguson. That's when I thought he was a really good striker. But then after that, it kind of went down a little bit.
Is that a thing that we could ever see? Is they're in the same division, right? Khabib and Islam?
Who? Khabib and Islam?
Yeah.
They're in the same division.
What if that happened?
No, they
A
would
super
never.
fight in Russia between
They
them
would
two?
never, dude. They would never.
That would be insane.
Dude,
They would
Khabib's never gonna
There
fight
is no
again.
way. There is no way.
He's never gonna fight again.
Yeah,
You
there's
don't
no
think
way.
Khabib ever fights again?
No,
Khabib will never fight
I
again.
think he's a man of his word, and he's such a
He's-
family man.
I
There's no
agree.
way he would go against
There's
that.
no
I
way.
I'd love to
And
see
it's
him.
again,
His
like,
promise to
with
his mom.
and his religion,
Yeah.
bro. Like they're so loyal to that type of stuff. Like,
But he's undeniably, he's a go. I mean, even if
Yeah.
we're not saying him, he's a go.
Do you think
It's
there's
just-
anybody?
The dominance that he had on the division was
Do you think there's anybody on the roster that could beat him right now?
Who?
Khabib?
Nurmagomedov.
In a training camp now.
You know,
Full
his,
training
his
camp now.
wrestling is just too dominant.
too
but it's just
good.
like that's what I'm saying. We never got to see that. Like we never got to see him really fully test every single person in that weight division.
Honestly, Bo Nickel.
I hate that.
Bo Nickel versus Khabib for the
Like,
comeback?
Khabib beat Gaethje, okay, then he beat Dustin Poirier.
Like, how do you think Volk would have been against Khabib if this was Khabib instead of Islam?
Dude, that's
Interesting.
like,
That's what everybody wants to know. Low key.
and they're kind of like the same height.
Yeah.
Like, same height, but relatively, obviously, Islam's way
Islam's
bigger.
bigger,
Yeah.
yeah.
But like, dude,
That would be
that's a
crazy.
fight where I can't comfortably say
Like, Islam
that Khabib
looked-
would just maul.
Especially the way Volk
Volk
performed
and
against
I was gonna
Islam.
say
course.
Volk looked comfortable most of the time whenever Islam took him to the ground.
Right.
Yeah.
So that obviously, I'm not saying Islam is compared to
He's comparable.
Khabib,
He's
but
comparable.
I'm saying
Same
like they're
style.
not on the same level.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it makes you wonder how would Volk have
100%.
been against somebody like Khabib.
Because, I mean, Khabib's striking is still in the air compared to Islam.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, Islam striking now from the striking that we saw against Gaethje,
Much
from
improved.
Khabib's at it, yeah, Islam striking is way better than Khabib's.
That's what I'm saying.
And I would probably say Khabib's grappling is better than Islam, just because we never really got to see a guy that put up a fight
Pressure.
against Khabib's
Yeah.
wrestling, right?
Or was able to
So-
stop it, let
Or
alone.
was really able to stop it. The only time that Khabib was in real trouble was when he fought Dustin Poirier and he got kind of guillotined.
Yeah. But that.
Khabib even said like that guillotine was very tight, but there was no way in hell I was going to tap in front of my father. Like that's some crazy type of shit. Like,
Psycho.
there are some guys that will literally not tap. They would rather just go out and they'd rather
Spence
than
never
give up,
taps.
right? So you tap,
What?
you tap, or you just go.
Oh, talking about.
He's like, what are you talking about? You said you're trying to clap. But anyways, I can see how you can say Khabib is on the list, but he's just not.
He's not your
You
goat.
compare him to a guy like Anderson Silva. You compare him to a guy like John Jones. You compare him to a guy like those type of guys.
Triple C.
Like even Demetrius Johnson. Like you compare
Yeah.
him.
Goat of the flyweight division.
Yeah, dude, it's just like that's a name you never hear get tossed around.
I was gonna
Demetrius
say it. I
Johnson
was gonna say
He is
it.
one of the goats, and
He
like
is.
people don't recognize that because like
He was beating Clay Guida up for
Hey,
a while.
hey, Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar, not
hate-
the goats, but he was a UFC champion.
He was a UFC
Cain
champion.
Velasquez.
Those Frank,
Fights,
him and
like-
those Frank Mir, that
One
Frank,
of the best fighters of all.
the Frank Mir Brock Lesnar rivalry
Oh,
though, at one
yeah.
point was
Yeah.
so good.
UFC
That's when
good.
UFC felt like
So
WWE.
good. It
though.
really
UFC
did.
100. That was the headliner. That was
Yeah.
Brock. It was Frank Mir. It was also Michael Bisping against Dan Henderson. That's the one.
Dude,
that-
yes,
like,
yeah.
Michael Bisping was like, yeah, dude.
Fucking fire.
Who else?
That was when Frank Mir said on the pay per
Dude, that
view.
feels like ages ago.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
UFC 100.
That was UFC
Or
100.
Brock
man.
Lesnar said on the
God,
pay
it's
per
such a
view, he's like,
blurry
I'm gonna go
memory.
home and I'm gonna
Insane.
fuck my
What
wife.
was the full card on UFC 100? What was the full card? I remember
It was
being at a
yeah.
fucking birthday party with my dad and my parents, and the UFC 100 card was going
You're
on.
not my dad.
And I literally had to ask my dad to ask his friend to buy the fight because that's how much like it meant to me at that time.
So
Instead of this stupid ass.
Damn, you've been in the game for a minute.
Oh, dude, I've been in the game. I think my first UFC fight that I watched was Vanderlei Silva against Rampage Jackson. I think that
Dude,
was
that's
like UFC.
another one.
Vanderlei was a
Damn.
fucking monster.
What happened to Rampage? He came and went fast.
Yeah, well,
He's
once
fat
John
as
Jones
fuck.
came, that's when Rampage kind of.
You seen Rampage? He's like fucking 280 now.
I've seen
So-
videos of him lately.
stack.
Yeah,
I mean,
even the UFC
just looking
100
at the
card.
first two. So we had Brock Lesnar, Frank Mir.
Yeah.
Banger.
The co-main event, GSP versus Thiago Alves.
Oh my
Dude,
god.
GSP
I
was a
forgot about that.
co-main. That's
John
how big
Fitch
that rivalry
versus
was.
Paulo Thiago.
Yep.
Dan Henderson, Michael Bisping.
Fire.
And then the rest, Yoshihiro Akiyama and Alan Belcher.
Okay.
And then the prelims, Stephen Bonner versus Mark Coleman.
Banger.
Jim Miller, Mac Danzing.
Jim Miller, bro. Jim
Oh
Miller
my
literally
God.
fought like 2
What the
weeks ago.
fuck?
Isn't
John
that fucking
Jones?
crazy?
John Jones is in the prelim
John
against
Jones
Jake
was
O'Brien.
that card.
Really? Wow.
Jake O'Brien.
Crazy,
Wow.
bro. John
That's
Jones.
crazy. That's
Dong
crazy.
Hyun Ma.
That is kind of
Those are
wild.
prelims, bro.
That is
Dong
wild.
Hyun Ma versus TJ Grant. CB Dalloway, Tom Lawler.
and
then
then
Shannon-
John's first one was UFC
Shannon
85.
Gugerty versus Matt Grice.
Crazy.
He was the headliner in
That's a
85.
crazy fucking stacked card.
Really?
I think so, yeah.
I feel like when I
That's
think about when I
insane.
think about some of the fight cards
That's
that they
wild.
established now, dude, I never get the same feeling from these old fight cards.
Yeah, they really used to smack different.
Well, because also the pay-per-view cards were once every month.
And without social
That
media, it was
There
so
was no-
different. UFC fights were so
No
limited.
fight nights. There was no fight nights. It was one card every month,
Yep.
and you had to wait a whole month to watch a good.
Well, how was
And
how
you
was-
were on the Ultimate Fighter
they
too,
were-
so you were just
Yeah.
juicing for
Every
it.
fight card was forced to be stacked because it's only once a month. So you
Yeah.
can fucking pile everybody on there and just make the greatest matchups ever. Like,
Everybody that's been foaming at the bit to get a
yeah,
match.
But now everything is spread out with fight nights.
Well,
and,
there's more.
you know?
There's more divisions now too, aren't there?
Exactly.
Yeah,
now
yeah.
There's more
So,
divisions.
The,
exactly.
the rosters were all a lot more like condensed. with
UFC
all
roster
the
is
big
way
names.
It was
bigger.
a smaller group of people, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
way bigger now.
Everyone just had to fight each other. Right now we have a bajillion fighters that
Yeah.
sometimes you have no idea.
And they're
who's
still
fighting.
getting paid the same.
Yeah. Yeah, fighter space is fighter
Seen
space.
Paulo's car?
That's bad.
The bummer.
His car that with the
Camry?
Yeah.
He's tweeting about that shit. It's just so funny.
He was funny.
He's a clown
He's
on
a
Twitter.
troll
dude.
on Twitter.
He loves trolling Dana too, which
Oh
is
my
so
God.
funny.
You see the little Apple thing, the Apple presentation.
Yeah.
with Steve Jobs, but it was for the secret juice.
Yes.
That shit was hilarious.
And Paulo's just English is so
He
broken
was
too.
going
and it's like-
bald. You know, you gotta get like a haircut.
yeah, he has a, really? Before the last fight.
Hey,
That's
He's supposed
why.
to be going bald.
They
Before the
delayed-
last fight, he got a
They
hair
delayed one of
transplant.
his fights because of that, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah, bro. It's like I gotta get my hair, bro.
Yep.
That's crazy.
So-
That's hilarious.
So Brazilian.
So Brazilian it is.
That is hilarious.
All right, shout out
Shout out
Braden.
B. Bush.
Shout out B. Bush. Next question. We kind of touched on this a little bit based off of our champions. Is John Jones the greatest UFC champion ever? He's in the top.
He's definitely like
He's 1 or 2. 3.
of the lightweight division, yes, of course. But it's like for me, it's like Anderson Silva and John Jones. You got Demetrius Johnson. It's just hard for me. And
But
it's just
technically, he's 28-0. I mean,
technically he is.
I like this next question.
But I can't agree. I can't agree. You want to say that I can agree with you, but there's when you factor everything else in, it's just a different time, right? Anderson Silva, his prime was not during John Jones' prime.
it's a personal preference, but I don't think
Preference.
anybody's going to bat an eye saying John Jones is the greatest of all time, especially after the only blemish on his record being to a bullshit rule that got changed.
Exactly.
The 28-0 lightweight to heavyweight champion that's really never not performed. Like we said, the decision victories as of late are a little bit questionable, but like Cooper also referenced, he's never not looked like he's in control.
GSP was very
Yep,
dominant as
dominant
well.
as
What was
fuck.
GSP's record?
His run was
What was
insane, bro.
You know what was crazy about
He was
GSP?
untouchable for a minute.
Well, when he lost to he won, but
You
he
know whose
actually
name we
lost
haven't
the
said
fight.
once tonight? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Just popped in my head. BJ Penn.
Yeah, BJ
Oh.
Penn, man, one of the greatest. But
He's a hoe.
he's got really bad.
He's
CTE.
got-
Bad shit. Like he just always going through weird shit. He
His
got knocked
Ruka.
out at a bar or something, dude. Like
He
that's
made
bad.
Ruka popular.
What?
What?
Oh, that's bad. He got knocked out of a bar?
Yeah, he did.
That's
dude,
bad.
Yeah, he
That's
got
bad.
fucked up. Yeah,
That's a huge
That's a
dent
bad
in your legacy.
That's
Yeah,
a
it
bad
was.
look for a UFC guy.
Yeah.
especially like one of the pioneers, you know. So,
So GSP went 26-2.
who were his 2 losses?
Let me check.
And they had to have been early in his career because he did not lose like when he was
In his
was
prime.
winning. The
So he
crazy-
lost against Matt Hughes, and that's about.
Oh,
Wow,
that
yeah.
was a huge upset.
That was
one of
insane.
The biggest upsets ever.
Matt
So,
Hughes
like,
in the brown trunks. I remember it. He was
Yeah,
wearing the
the
brown
brown
trunks, dude.
That should have not happened, but the universe had a little glitch.
Low-key.
Matt Hughes won.
Dude,
It
that's
was crazy.
UFC 50. That's so fucking long
Insane.
ago. UFC 69, he lost to Matt Serra.
Oh, yep.
That was another huge underdog.
The
That was
Mats.
not supposed to happen.
The Mats.
two Mats.
The Mats were scrappy.
Yeah, they were just scrappy ass dudes. But besides,
I do
those
remember
two-
the Matt Hughes fight.
Matt Hughes,
Besides
brown
those two-
trunks, baby.
Yep.
Besides those two, and GSP even
Great
stepped
fight.
away
Great fight.
for a few. I think it was 2 to 3 years. Came back and fought for the middleweight title against Michael Bisping and retained the title. Pretty much what John Jones is doing now.
Yep.
Right.
The last person to do that was GSP. And I remember in that matchup, I was like, dude, GSP all the way.
John's fighting for legacy now.
Yeah.
He's fighting to be the
He's
guy.
fighting for legacy.
John Jones is fighting to be the greatest UFC champion of all
He-
time.
He
So
beats Cyril Gane. He has to fight Stipe Miocic. That's the fight that he wants. He wants.
That's
to
what he
fight
said
Stipe.
next. He
Yeah,
said
he
next.
wants to fight him.
Oh my God.
Yep.
That's
So
For 30-0
he fights
Stipe.
and I think he
beats Stipe's ass.
depending on how it looks on this
No,
Saturday.
he beats
should
Stipe.
beat
Shit.
Stipe's ass.
When was the last time Stipe fought? It's been 2
DC.
years, hasn't it?
DC.
It was when he fought.
DC.
Was it DC or was it Francis when he got knocked?
I'll check.
Oh,
check.
When he got
Francis.
knocked out.
Francis, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Francis took the title from Stipe,
And they
that
were
was the
supposed to
last time.
rematch and went to Gone because Stipe got hurt. Yeah.
Something. I know Stipe had a lot
Firefighter
of things
shit.
going on. Yeah, he was like, I want to fight, I don't want to fight, but his last fight was against Francis, right? He lost.
Yeah, Francis
yeah.
Ngannou in
He got knocked literally
March
the
of
fuck out.
2021.
Yeah, so it's been a little while.
It's been
so
2 years.
I can totally see. Well, Stipe is the heavyweight goat. He is the heavyweight goat.
Is he?
Well, yeah, because I mean, he beat DC twice out of their rubber match.
Yeah.
That's what solidified him being the goat.
And
He
DC
goes
cried.
out, beats Cyril Gane, goes out, beats Stipe. John Jones is the greatest
Yeah.
MMA fighter that has
Ever.
ever touched the canvas in an octagon.
All right. T Bing, you heard it here.
All right.
John
Always what
Jones.
it is.
John
we got
Jones
T-Bing
takes,
again.
huh?
We got T-Bing
Yeah,
again.
TV again.
John Jones takes care of business this weekend and then takes care of business in a couple months against Stipe. Book it. He's the greatest UFC champion ever.
Yep.
All right. All right, T Bing, you led this question into an interesting follow up. So I think we'll go ahead and ask our host, the expert on this subject, kind of what he would think.
Okay. Fair. What's the question?
T Bing _09. If you had to guess, how big would you say John Jones' cock is?
Why am I the expert on that?
Just give us a
I'm
ballpark.
not, because why am I the expert on that?
Good with numbers.
You're a mathematician.
Length guy? Girth guy?
I say it's probably bigger than what he was at light heavyweight.
Carrot cock?
You might. Oh! Throwing Coop's nicknames on the table here.
Honestly, 9.
What?
9, 8, 9, 8. 8
I forgot.
minimum. 8 minimum.
Hey,
He's a giant ass. What's his shoe size?
13.
Give me John Jones.
Saw it today.
Okay,
Sneaker
we
shop.
do-
He
we
went
do
sneaker
guesses.
shopping.
13?
13.
14.
That's a good.
No, he's a 13 shoe.
You confirmed?
100%.
Nope, 14.
14?
Yep.
Well, he got the Air Easy 2 sent to him by Nike. They're size 13. I saw a picture today. I saw a picture today. 13.
Size 14, dude. That's gigantic.
Are we really discussing this
It's
right
a
now?
question. What do you mean?
We're for the
The people want to know.
want to know.
The
what you
people,
think.
we ask them every week, hey, what do you
I'm
want to
sure
hear on
the
the show?
people did not
That's
want to
what they
know
wanna
that.
Well, clearly somebody did.
It's Talon, of
He's
all
the
people.
He's part of the people.
Talon, we think his cock is huge.
I think it's bigger than what it was at light heavyweight.
I still don't understand why I'm the expert on that.
Maybe it has a little fupa now, you know.
You said it's
So
bigger now?
It's
or it was
probably
bigger?
just, you know, it's just he gets bigger, everything gets bigger, right?
Hey, John Jones,
a muscle.
come on the
I
show
don't-
and let us know.
It's a muscle, right?
Yeah, I think it's a muscle.
He doesn't have to be a physical display, but
You guys just said John Jones come on the show. Let us know.
hey, bro, our podcast would go viral. I'm just trying to think of us.
I mean, it would.
He's coming to Arizona.
Low-key.
Clearly he's been here.
He bumped into Jay Red.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like, you know.
He was training with Cejudo. That's when.
Jay Red's just like, hey,
What's your package?
For Sideline Banter.
Sideline Banter needs to know.
He's like, you really want to know?
just like John.
What are you packing?
Where were you at the Hamptons last night?
that's funny as fuck.
Oh shit!
Did he just quit in a bowling alley?
That's incredible. That video's,
It's a great
that
question.
video's incredible.
All right, great question, T Bing. I don't know if it's necessarily sideline banter's, per se specialty, but
I guess apparently it's my specialty. Yeah, I don't know.
hey, don't
why
take that
still.
to heart. It was
Damn, it's
just
your specialty.
a light joke.
I mean, hey, my manager's sitting across the table.
Hey!
Oh my
future.
God.
Hey, we're not going to bring that up here.
About that.
That's a different podcast.
Next question, next question.
Cooper needs to get on with Adam 22 and Lena the Plug if he wants to get on that podcast. Anyway, we're going to pass this one off. Thanks, T Bing, for the question. Next question.
What the fuck?
Get out of here quick. All right. GOP 21, our guy Gio Pena.
Oh my God, we're still on sleeping.
Yeah.
I love my Gio. I love my Gio.
I love my Gio too. He's playing devil's advocate here, boys. He wants to know if Gon spoils Jones' next return, what's up for Jones next at heavyweight, or does he move back down?
It's a great question.
It is, because I have
Great
no
question.
clue.
Honestly, I did think about this on my way to the car.
You go
on
ahead-
my way here.
You go ahead and take a break.
In
I
my
have
car.
to take a quick piss.
Okay.
You go ahead and give
He's got to take a break.
Yeah, this has been a long one.
What are we at?
We're at an hour 40 in. We still haven't even covered. We haven't even covered the card.
We've had great.
We've
We've kind of covered the card.
We've touched it.
We've kind of covered the card.
yeah.
How many more questions?
No. We didn't cover the co-main. We
That's
didn't.
true. We did not cover the
We,
co-main.
we covered 2 of the fights on the main card.
This is a long podcast though, but it's great though. It's good.
It is great. It is
You
great.
know,
It is
we've had
great.
A lot of great conversations. Lot to talk about, right? But back to Gio Pena's question. If Gon beats Jones, what does he do next? Honestly, I think what John would do is probably step away for a little while. I think it would just step away. I think it would be Gon wins. He's gonna fight Stipe. Stipe is not gonna fight John unless Stipe wants that fight. Unless it's like a big money fight for him.
Which it would be, I'm assuming.
It would be, but it's like, honestly, there are still some really, really big names in the heavyweight division. You got
Francis.
Friends. Well, Friends is not in the UFC no more.
Oh, what?
Yeah, he's not
Yeah,
in
you
the
didn't
UFC
know that?
anymore.
Oh, I didn't-
Yeah,
I
he's
know, I
not in
actually
the
didn't know
UFC. He is
Wow.
no longer the.
He's still
this is
listed-
for the heavyweight title.
Wow.
Francis is not going to fight again in the UFC
Yeah.
until he's done boxing.
I did
He's
not know
he's
that.
actually still listed as the pound for pound #1, but it says he has no promotion.
Yeah, he is not in the UFC anymore.
He's about to box.
Oh,
now.
shit.
I wouldn't see. I don't doubt that he would come back. I can totally see him come back.
He
It was
said he
just-
would
There was
today.
a lot of contract, a lot of contracts that they just couldn't meet in the middle. They couldn't meet ends. Like they just didn't agree on the same thing.
He
Which
said
is fine.
box first and then come back.
Well, it's just like Francis. Like it's just kind of shitty when you're tied. When you're tied with the UFC, the UFC restricts you on a lot of things. You're under their name. They don't let you box. They don't let you do a bunch of shit you don't want to. Like they just don't let. It's just
They
very.
don't want their
restrictive.
prize assets getting hurt
Exactly. So
or making money for anyone else.
exactly. Like
But isn't he
GSP,
still-
GSP was going through that same thing for a long time too.
Isn't he
Because
still
under
in
UFC
Kamaru's
contract.
corner?
Huh?
Isn't he still in Kamaru Usman's corner?
I mean, he could. He
He
show
can be in
up.
their
He
corner.
could be in
Yeah?
their corner and all
Yeah.
that. Yeah, but he just is not signed under the UFC. But
He's not a UFC fighter anymore.
What about Jorge? Is he?
honestly,
Yeah.
He got his deal.
Jorge,
Yeah.
what
I know-
about him?
I knew that he was looking for a lot of money too. He was talking about leaving.
I think they came to an agreement with Gilbert Burns. That fight's also in Miami.
A lot of
That's
guys are
gonna be a
on
fucking
fight by
banger.
fight basis, but they're
Yeah.
still secured by the UFC.
Interesting. Okay.
Right. But honestly, you're a guy like Jones. You lose to Gon. What's next?
I don't know.
I don't think he goes back down to light heavyweight. There is no reason to go back down to light heavyweight. You've already made your statement down there, and for you to lose all that weight that you just got done packing on, it just doesn't make any sense.
I don't know where he fits in either because if he loses, Gon fights Stipe, and then what?
Exactly. So
You
then
fight DC again?
No, you can fight honestly Sergey Pavlovich. He's actually the backup for this heavyweight fight.
Would he want to go back? I don't know.
Or he could go and do a boxing match with fucking Francis. Like after
Yeah.
you lose to a guy like Gon,
Jones?
that only has if Jones loses to a guy like Gon,
Being
right?
the older guy, it's like you almost have to turn the page.
It's just like, do I want to stick around and keep training and keep trying to be the best, even though I am kind of the best? Why don't I just go and have fun and make some money, right? And against it, and it could be just all part of what fate wants it to be. Francis left the UFC. He loses to Gon. He leaves the UFC, and they meet ends in a boxing match.
Who knows?
I would pay the shit out of that to watch
Yeah,
that.
facts.
Jones and fucking Francis. But
Jones and Jake Paul.
they could do that too. But it's like,
If Jake Paul knocks out John Jones, is he the greatest boxer of all time?
it's going to be in the script. It's going to be in the script.
John
Nah,
Jones,
but-
60 pounds
I mean,
heavier.
it's a great way to think about things just for the future. But if I'm the UFC man, Jones doesn't lose. Honestly, if I'm the UFC too, Jones, you get the scorecards, you just give it to Jones.
Have to.
It's a close fight. You give it to Jones.
Legacy
Well, he
fight.
just signed a 5. He signed a 5-fight deal, right? I think it was
Really?
5. I think it was 5.
I didn't know
It
that.
was like something in regards to like they like almost like reactivated his contract. I don't know.
Scripted out the next 5 fights if it was to happen, type of thing.
He said I mean, the only thing that I know about John is that he wants to cement against Cyril and then against Stipe.
That's all I know, too.
There is nothing that like
He
I don't
sits
think
as the
there's
champion.
anything else for him after that, like.
Because they asked him today if he would want to fight the up and coming guys as heavyweight champion, and all he said is, "I just want to get this done this week against Cyril and then beat Stipe, and then we'll see."
What is next for you? It's like you're
I
gonna
don't
risk
know.
your legacy fighting a guy like Curtis Blades or like
Someone that-
Tom Aspinall.
Exactly.
Or like,
Derek
there's no
Lewis.
reason for that. Derek Lewis, like
Stop.
There's no reason for that.
Derek Lewis is
sat
fucking
on-
done. He's so done.
You see the different levels, man.
Yeah.
Levels
like
to
the
this shit.
levels just come,
Dude,
and they
but the
pass
thing
you.
is, Derek every
8
time on
fights.
fight day is just
Wow.
not
8.
He's not there mentally, or I don't know what it is, because he looks lost in the ring.
Jones says right
8
here.
fights.
Jones says, I had 8 fights left on my contract. I just wasn't happy with my percentages. We just bumped up the pay and pretty much picked up where we left off with my commitment to the UFC. Hopefully I can get through all 8 fights. A lot of fighting
That's
at 35
crazy.
years old. We'll see.
I don't
That
think
was
I'm getting
I don't
38
think
fights.
sticking around for that.
provided
long.
by MMA Fighting
I don't
by
think
Mike
sticks around
Heck.
for that long. I'm sure there's something in the contract where he could
Shout out Mike.
probably
Got a source,
cut the
man.
contract. There's probably
Come
some
on.
sort of shit that needs to
Old
happen
school.
within the fine line, but
Or
I
if
would
he
think
is,
that there's just not much left for John Jones, man. And this is why it's very important for him to win this fight, because for him to win this fight, he gets to fight with Stipe.
Yep.
He loses this fight, he's not fighting Stipe.
Where next?
Cyril Gane's going to fight Stipe
Yep.
next. You know?
Where,
So
did you say we're next?
What next?
Oh,
We're next. Yeah, Sideline Banter's next.
I guess
We
there's
all
8
fight
fights
him.
left in the contract, but doesn't mean he has to fight the whole 8 fights.
Us
You know
4
what I mean?
versus
I'm
John
sure there's
Jones? Who you
something in the
got?
contract where if he wants to leave the UFC, he can.
Us 4 versus John Jones?
We'd lose.
Yeah.
That's 5.
Us 5 with Evan?
With Evan, I think we got a chance.
I think so.
5v1 is, I think we could get a chance.
Maybe, yeah,
We
maybe.
throw Spencer at him like a bowling.
Yeah. And then we just all,
4 pounds.
okay, you got to take one for the team. You might
I'll
have to
do
take
it.
a
Honestly,
flying knee
fuck
or
it.
elbow.
Flying knee.
Yeah.
If we're on a UFC,
Leg.
if we're getting paid by the UFC, I'm doing it.
But it has to be
I
immediate.
don't-
Like
I
as
don't
soon as
care.
as
I
soon
do
as
those.
Spencer goes in, we have to be right behind him.
we have to be
go.
ready.
We have to be ready to go.
Yeah.
You are heavyweight.
He's-
heavyweight.
Hey,
right?
I'll tank for you guys.
Yeah. Low
Just
key.
bull rush the shit out of
Here's
him.
what we'll do. I'll just like kind of like push full speed. So the second I push you,
I think we got it.
But if
Here's
he
what I'm-
knocks one of us out off rip, if he knees Spencer in the head as the shield, we're fucked.
What if you just a swift kick to you and then just punches Spencer and then it's just 3-on-1?
And you guys are just standing there looking at John Jones with open
Remember
hands.
he fucking did at the-
He just fucking roundhouse kicks Cooper and then
the
just
sack?
looks at Evan straight in the face. He's like, "You're."
Flies out of the ring.
The sack.
You talking about Skyline?
Sideline, yeah, the sack.
Yeah, whenever I'm on the running the
Yeah,
sideline.
just do that.
Yeah,
Just do
okay.
that. Just do that. And
That would be an
I'm sure we
interesting
can get it
matchup.
done.
John Jones, if you're willing.
So what I'm
might be
hearing
down.
is that's the fight to make.
Us 5
I
versus
just
John.
don't see.
No, us 5 versus
Yeah,
Oh,
no, that'll count as his next 5 fights, like all in one.
Good.
That's the way to get out of your contract, John.
Dude, people do that. I think in Russia they have like the
Yeah,
3
multiple
guys against
way.
one.
It's
You've
sick.
seen those,
Yeah,
right?
it's
Yeah.
I
sick.
saw one guy beat 3 guys. In
Yeah.
one.
Oh yeah, no, I
He
actually
knocks
have
the
seen
first
that.
guy
I have
out, and
seen
he
that.
just
Yeah.
stands up with the next two.
Yeah.
He-
Dude, what if that's just how they handled the interim belts? They're like, all right, top 5. All you guys, Royal Rumble right now.
A UFC Royal Rumble would be electric.
Honestly, I do.
Money
think
in the
the
Bank?
UFC is turning
Dude.
into the WWE.
Money in the Bank UFC would
Money in
be
the Bank UFC.
Money in the Bank UFC would be criminal.
That would be insane.
Money in the Bank
Bruh.
UFC would
That's not
be
even fair.
criminal,
That's just not
bro.
even fair.
Criminal.
That would be insane.
Criminal.
Wait, but you got to put a ladder in the
People
fucking
do.
ring.
Bro.
They're not
No,
gonna,
but like-
they're not going to have a ladder in the
Imagine
UFC.
they can't fucking
Imagine you just went 5 rounds, right?
Yeah, someone's going to
And
kick
then all of
the
a sudden,
fucking ladder
you
out.
hear the fucking music come out, and they're running out with the fucking
It's not.
Money in
It's
the
not
Bank.
the WWE where guys are just laying on the ground like they're fucking.
No, but
knocked
I'm
out.
saying, like-
they're gonna be going crazy.
I'm saying they just announced the winner. You win after 5 rounds, getting your ass beat, but you still found a way to win. And some fucking asshole comes out fresh off of training camp, Money in the Bank like this.
Or what if they just did that? Yeah, bottom 20 of every division, last man standing. Whoa. Five.
Yeah,
for
last
men.
5 guys, you're getting cut if you
Yeah.
don't win.
Dude, that would be fucking electric.
Dude, if the UFC
That would be
could go
so
back to
dangerous.
tournament style,
Oh
that'd
my
be
god!
insane.
Dude, the early days-
Nothing was better than
The
watching
early
Ken
days of
Shamrock
UFC
beat the shit out of a sumo wrestler.
Dude, just
bro.
a fucking Mortal Kombat tournament
Bro,
style.
The early days of I would have loved to have seen that like in real time.
my
The early days of
God.
UFC.
UFC 1 through 10 or Pride.
They're
Bro,
absolutely insane.
they are awesome.
Dude, soccer kicks were allowed in Pride. You could kick somebody's head like a soccer ball if you wanted.
Dude, you
On
can
the
do
ground?
anything.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, dude, that was
Christ.
Pride.
Everything that was illegal back then.
That's where Rampage.
Headbutts were insanely
that's where
overpowered.
Rampage came out of. That's where Vanderlei Silva came out of. That's where Shogun came out of. That's
Oh,
where
that's why those guys were so
Shogun
tough.
guys came out of, dude.
Huh?
It's
That's why those guys were so tough.
Bro, I
it's
see-
such a pioneer of fighters.
Look
bro,
up the
that came
old
from,
shit.
like,
They are so entertaining.
Yeah,
Dude,
the old
shit.
shit.
guys would grab you and just headbutt you until you just fucking got knocked out.
Oh my
There
god,
was
that's
one
disgusting.
where I think, Rampage.
Very dark.
I think he was
Very
getting, like,
dark.
a
Very
triangle
dark.
choke, and Rampage just like being Rampage and just the strong.
That's how he got the
motherfucker
nickname.
He is. Just slammed the shit out of the dude and just won.
I think he got knocked him out. He knocked him out after he
knocked
slammed him.
He just slammed. But it like, dude, the slam.
Ooh,
Yeah, the
Remember
Rampage,
Rashad Evans?
dude, the Rampage Slam compilation.
Rashad Evans versus Rampage. Oof.
Oh my god,
Those were good ones.
Rashad Evans, man, that guy.
Oh yeah,
That guy was at the top of the world man, at
Yeah.
one point, and then Lyoto Machida came around and
Yep.
fucked this shit.
They were a good
up.
matchup.
Yeah, Lyoto Machida also fucking put Randy Couture in the ground, bro. Oh my
Lyoto
god.
Machida-
John
That-
Jones beat Lyoto.
was
That
on
last
his way.
fight,
John
He was
Jones
on
beat
his way.
Lyoto.
he
Yeah,
was.
John Jones
On a main
beat
card.
Lyoto.
Randy
John
Couture's another
Jones.
one we never
It was
mentioned.
That scary choke that he had.
Randy Couture was a cornerstone of UFC for a little bit.
Iceman.
Iceman as well. The
Dude.
Tito Ortiz Iceman rivalries.
Oh yeah, those were so
Fire.
fun. Dude, Matt Hughes can't even like talk anymore.
Who?
Matt Hughes.
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah,
bad.
he can't even like talk. anymore.
Really?
bad. His
He's,
brain is
all-
bad,
he's
bro.
all fucked
Oh,
up,
I think
bro.
I actually remember seeing that.
Yeah.
I,
All right, shout out Gio Pena. We got to
Shout out
move.
Gio.
yeah. We got some fights to cover still.
All right, last question. That was sweeping the socials, fellas. So
Wow.
shout out everybody that participated. We honestly got through the whole fight. Let's get to the card. You guys ready to make some picks?
Yep.
We sticking to the main
Try
card.
my
I mean,
best.
there's a couple on the prelims.
Yeah, we'll go prelims. We'll start with
All right, no early prelims.
yeah, we'll start with Duplessis Brunson.
I got Duplessis, man. I fucking love that guy. I love
So
the
do
way
I.
that he fights. I mean, especially in that last fight against Darren Till. Like,
We saw it. Ojos
when you
Locos.
think that he's tired, he's not tired. He just keeps
He looks
moving
tired.
forward. He looks tired, but he just keeps throwing and just keeps literally being in your face. So I think a guy like Derek Brunson, not being in your face, being in your face.
no pause.
Oh, this guy's lit.
Derek Brunson, he had a good run for a little while.
He's on a bad slide.
Wrestling is very good, but like the last fight that he had against Jared Cannonier, dude, that was a scary knockout. It was. I think
Yeah.
Jared was on like almost like a side control and just
Boof,
literally
boof.
elbowed his head into the canvas until he could not fucking breathe anymore. Like
Yeah.
coming
He's-
off a big loss like that, can
The way he's
always take
lost
effect
has
for the
not been
next fight.
encouraging lately.
No, and Duplessis just doesn't stop.
And that's why it seems like to me, Duplessis being 18-2 and Brunson being 23-8, obviously the veteran. This is the guy after Duplessis' last win, which is impressive against Darren Till, which is a guy that we should have. He threw with him for a lot longer than we
Darren Till was
thought.
at the top of the world at one point, and then he just slowly made.
Yeah,
his
he
way
just
down.
left the UFC, I think, didn't he?
Yeah.
He had something where like, just let me go for right now, but I guess he'll be back.
But yeah, either way, it looks like right now Brunson is this roadblock before Duplessis starts getting looks into main event or main cards.
But this would be like a real huge because I think is Brunson is he ranked? Is he still ranked?
I believe he was.
Doesn't say.
Can you fact check that for
He
me?
is ranked.
Is he top 15 at all right now?
Doesn't show rankings right
He's
here.
middleweight, right?
Correct.
Yeah, middleweight.
Derek Brunson is
Duplessis is a minus 230
7
favorite.
pound for
That's
pound.
what I'm saying. He is 7th, bro.
He's
He
7
is
pound for
top
pound.
10, dude. So I think Duplessis gets this win. It's almost
Sorry,
like,
not pound
it's
for
not like
pound.
a gatekeeper win, but like this definitely gets him through that wall where it's like Duplessis is legit. He is
Could be next.
He could be next up for a title shot. Not saying he will be title.
That division's very landlocked in the top 5.
right.
Everything outside of the top 5 is very hard to conceptualize.
Yeah,
Anybody even
top
being
5
able
is
to
pretty.
threat.
Top 5's
Yeah.
Pereira, Adesanya, Whitaker, Vittori, and Jared.
So even
I
top
would
3
fucking love to see Marvin Vittori against
versus Cannonier.
Duplessis.
Oh, Duplessis, yeah, that would be a
Yeah.
good fight. But
But Cannonier, same
Cannonier
thing.
and Vittori would be great.
Cannonier is still up there because his last loss was just against Izzy. So like he's just like he lost to the champ. So it's like he
And it
can
wasn't a
still-
bad loss.
He still won. Yeah, he went all 5.
Yeah.
He's still one win away from getting right back in that in that title contention. But
Duplessis needs this win to get into those talks.
yeah, he definitely needs to get in to get that respect. Not saying that Darren Till wasn't, but Darren Till wasn't coming off big wins. He was coming off losses. I don't know what it is about Darren Till, but every time he gets in the octagon, he looks fat.
Yeah, he does.
And it pisses me off because I'm like, bro, you look the same. Your body looks the exact same in every fight.
It does.
And he just doesn't look conditioned. He doesn't look strong. Like,
But he performed last fight. He did.
he almost like he obviously was like the fighter in him. The striking was there, but it's like then he got finished.
Yeah, he
You know,
did.
it's like and then he lost. Like
But we needed Duplessis, and we were very iffy if he was going to get the win.
I
Yeah.
was getting iffy, but then like some of the takedowns that Duplessis was making were some of the laziest takedowns that I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
he was
still landing on Darren.
Falling on him and getting the
Yeah, he was
takedown.
just falling on him and just like dragging his weight,
Fair.
like not really being technical about these takedowns, and still was able to dominate Darren Till. So Darren Till, not the guy that the UFC thought he was. I honestly think that if he wants to get back into those big name talks, like he needs more than one win. And I don't think it's smart for him to get a big fight as return because he's just not there. He's clearly not there.
So I got Duplessis.
I got Duplessis for sure.
Yeah.
Duplessis sweep.
I'm going to Duplessis.
He's like, do what?
All right. Next fight.
What?
We got Cody Garbrandt. Got a matchup again. What's his name? Tyus Jones?
Trevin Jones.
Trevin Jones. Trevin Jones, Southpaw. We got Cody Garbrandt, Orthodox, obviously coming off that knockout. I don't know a lot about Jones. I don't.
Both of them's their records are not very pretty.
Here's what I will say. This was one fight that did strike a little bit interest because I'm like, both of these guys fucking suck.
Yeah.
This is like battle of who sucks more
Or less.
or less.
Yeah.
Cody Garbrandt, dude hasn't won a fucking fight in like
I think he's
3 or 4
1 in.
fights.
I think he's 1 in 5.
His last win was against that weird fucking where he just like
I just looked. His last win was in 2020.
it was against
Yeah.
Rafael
We watched it
Assunção.
at Wyatt's.
Rafael Assunção.
Yep.
That's when he won that fight, and it was
Yeah.
like a weird. He just had his hand over here, and he just went bing. And
It was
then he just knocked him out.
yeah, it was a COVID fight.
It was like it was during.
It was a
COVID,
COVID
yeah,
fight.
It was during COVID, and it was like one of the most untechnical knockouts I'd ever seen in my life. I have no idea how Rafael did not see.
Was it at Wyatt Peterson's or Bradford?
No, Bradford.
Then I went to go watch the film on Trevin Jones. Now I've seen Trevin Jones fight, but I still needed kind of a little bit of a refresher of kind of who we were dealing with. He sucks too. Dude. Like he is one of these. He's a
13
very
and
slow
9.
starter. He's what?
13-9.
Horrible record. Like he loses fights because a lot of the times, a lot of the film that I watch of this guy, he's a very slow starter. He does not let his hands go. He just doesn't, dude. It's almost like he doesn't come to fight. Like it kind of pisses me off watching him fight because he loses by a lot of decisions. He's gone finished a few times. I think his last win was
I got you right here. His last win was
Batista.
March 6, 2021.
Mario Batista. And that was a win that honestly, like, Mario Batista should have won. But
He's
he
lost his
got
last 3
lucky.
by submission, unanimous decision, and unanimous decision.
Yeah, they're both bad.
They're just both really bad, but I think
Lesser of two evils in a finish.
I think Cody Garbrandt comes out with the win.
Yeah.
Only because of his experience levels, and he's still relatively young. How old is he?
I don't
Actually,
know,
it
but
doesn't
how
have
do you
on
feel
it.
about Jones's reach?
Yeah, he's
Got a
got
5-inch
inches.
reach on
Well,
him.
that's my thing. He doesn't really utilize his hands. He's not a very fast starter. He just, dude, I swear to God, like you go and watch film on Trevin Jones, you're just like, dude, fucking do
Underwhelming.
something significant. Like
Underwhelming.
he clearly has length. He clearly looks very strong and very fast. But sometimes he just doesn't. He just goes in there and doesn't utilize what he has.
Cody's only 31.
Yeah, dude. Cody, I think, was champion when he was like 20, very, very early on in his career.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that,
He
got
fell
knocked
off.
off
levels.
He,
You know,
he
met
beat his
different
sons
guys
out, and
that
they
are
were saying,
different.
"Oh, this is where he's starting to come back," and then
Yeah.
he lost the
And
next
he
2.
lost 3 in a row.
What happens to
3?
Cody if he loses,
Against
you think?
Rafael. Huh?
He's already kind of
What
out.
happens to Cody if he loses, you think?
Bellator.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Like at
Is
that
Bellator
point-
like...
Yeah. Don't.
Just not the
Ryan
best.
Bader is the fucking light.
Yeah, I saw that. He's
And
31
he's dog
and
shit.
he's
He's
31 and
fucking
7.
dog
He
shit.
can't get a fucking win in the UFC to save his
He
life.
That's what I'm saying. So is Bellator basically like if you're a
Bellator just signs every single person that gets cut from the UFC.
if you're a subpar UFC fighter, you could potentially be successful in Bellator.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bader
Fucking
Fedor
Fedor
showed it.
was still like at the top of the
Yeah.
division, and
He's like 90.
fucking 50 years old.
He was
dude.
fighting in
Didn't
Pride.
they just
Fedor was fighting in Pride. The guy
Didn't
that
they
had his last
sign? Really?
Last weekend, he
that
fought in
Russian
Pride.
dude or
Yes.
whoever the fuck he was, the guy who just retired.
Yes.
Didn't they? Who signed
fucking
Demetrius
Johnson?
Johnson?
Demetrius Johnson is.
He's
with
not
one
Bellator, is he?
championship.
He's with
No,
one.
with
Okay, and
championship.
what is one considered?
One has they have a little bit of more different rules.
Because Demetrius left UFC over kind of the same thing,
It
right?
was a
Contract.
trade, dude. You know
That's
what
right.
the fuck
That's
they
right.
did?
That's right. That's right.
They traded for Ben Askren. We got Ben Askren.
That's
UFC
right.
got Ben Askren, and the UFC gave
That's right.
Demetrius
And look
Johnson.
what happened
Because
to fucking
Flyweight
Ben
doesn't
Askren.
sell pay-per-views.
Look what happened to Ben Askren.
We're
He's
gonna take Ben Askren because he's like that guy.
He was
We found out
promising.
real quick that Ben Askren literally
Was a bitch.
Is not.
Was not that
anything.
guy.
He literally is.
He was promising
He
coming
is
out, though.
Literally.
He was supposed to be
one of
Bo
the worst
Nickel.
fighters I've
Yeah.
seen
He was
step
supposed to
in
be Bo
fucking
Nickel.
UFC.
Low-key. Bo Nickel's the next Ben
I feel
Askren.
bad for Ben Askren, man. He even got knocked out by Jake Paul. That was really bad.
All right,
too, but
so-
I didn't see that one coming.
So who do we got? I got Cody. Carlos got Cody.
I got-
Yeah,
Cody.
I'll take Cody. Fuck.
I'll
Yeah.
take Cody.
Yeah, I don't really care about that. All right, move on to the main event. Who gives a fuck about that fight? All right,
I think I already know
He
you're
said, "Let's
picking.
just go to the
we
main
got
event."
Carlos' boy, Bo Nickel, against
God.
He doesn't even have a picture.
No,
He doesn't have a picture on there. That's
against
kinda fucked
Pickett.
up.
I got Bo Nickel.
I'm taking
By
Bo
submission.
just because
Bo
apparently I look
Nickel.
like him.
He's just gonna fuck
New
us with this guy
hairdo.
that
New
literally
hairdo.
has
Apparently I
no-
look like him. So
You're a Bo Nickel.
You look like I showed you the picture. You look like.
He
I
just
did-
shaved his head too.
I did kind
for
of.
the
I know.
fight.
Carlos showed me the picture.
He just shaved his
I did
head.
kind of look like
I was
him.
gonna pull it up.
I did kind of look like him.
All right, Bo Nickel sweep. I just
Yeah.
think his wrestling's too good, and this isn't a good matchup for Pickett. I think this is kind of a setup for the UFC. That's why they moved it into the main event. Bo Nickel's going to win, and going to be his little precursor to hopefully get a bigger guy on another card, probably where he's going to be probably in the same position against someone hopefully a little bit better.
Still horrible fucking way to open a John Jones Valentina Shevchenko card, but I
He's
still like Bo
pissed.
Nickel.
All right, next fight. This is the one that I think that we had the biggest questions about.
Tough, man.
Don't know Gamrot's first name. Martin?
Maltouche, I think it's Maltouche.
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 Gamrot
Along those lines.
versus Turner. I don't know a lot about Turner, but he's got a 7-inch reach advantage. He's also 6'3". Gamrot is 5'10". It might be pronounced Gamero, so don't check me on that one. But yeah, we got
I think it is Gamero.
Turner's a really good striker, but Gamero is all around well versed fighter, and like we said, we saw him go rounds with. I mean, he got bullied by Bilal, but we've seen him go rounds with other guys. He doesn't really get knocked out.
He's a great striker.
He's a good striker,
He's
but
got amazing hands. Gamro, wrestling is pretty top tier. That is the only reason why I get the slight edge to him, is because if he's able to close the distance and able to really bully
neutralize the
Jalen
advantage,
Turner
the reach.
on the cage, really mix it up, constantly having him thinking and putting him in those uncomfortable situations. Clearly, the path to victory for Jalen Turner is to strike.
Mhm.
Outstrike him, pop the jab, keep the distance, keep him far away. But I think Gamero is just a little too
Versed.
technical, a little too
Yep.
well versed. He had a very, very bad loss against Beneil Dariush's last fight.
But Neil is just different, though.
That was one that I wasn't really expecting to be that dominant, but that just shows you how
I
good
said
Beneil
Bilal.
is, right? Oh yeah, you did.
It's Benil, yep.
Beneil. But I think Gamero is also taking this fight on short notice, so that can always be a little bit of a deciding factor, only because you have such a limited amount of time to train for a guy that has a few inches of reach on you, very
But he-
lengthy, very, very, very.
He knows he's the better
flashy,
wrestler,
you know?
though. Wrestlers are always ready.
He knows
for
he's
that.
the better wrestler, right? So honestly, I give the slight edge to Gamero, but with Jalen Turner being at a plus 180, plus 190
Good
in the
value.
books, he's not taking this fight on short notice. I can see Jalen Turner winning with like a flying knee, or if Gamero tries to go in for a takedown, a knee to the face, or just really, really lands a lot of those great combinations that he knows how to do, or really, really just pops that jab and just keeps him away and ends up with the decision. I can see that too, but
Man,
I always gotta
the
give the
man's
slightest
got
to wrestler.
almost 7-inch reach on him.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
A
Turner.
huge
it's
advantage.
Really?
tough, dude. It's tough. Reach just means that if you can keep them at.
I
that
also
distance,
don't
then
know
you
who the
can.
fuck. I
You
don't.
can.
I'm just.
It's not a bad.
I'm going
jab.
based
It's
off
not a
of.
bad
I'm going
ratio.
based off of what I'm looking at right now from their stats.
Jalen
And
Turner.
I've always been a fan of bigger reach, just because I feel like when you have the smaller reach, if you got to close the gap, unless you're saying he's as good of a striker as he is, then closing the gap
He
to me
can
has always
sting
been
it.
something that I've been worried about.
People sometimes figure it out really well, because they mix it up. They mix with the grappling, the clinch work, the fence work, and all of that. If he can do that against Jalen, it will be a successful night in the office for Gamero.
And that's why the way I'm looking at it. Gamero wouldn't take this fight on short notice if he
Unless
was
he's pretty
threatened of
confident.
his striking.
Pretty confident.
I think he's confident enough in his wrestling and his ability to close the gap against this guy that he would take this fight on short notice, especially after such a bad loss against Benal. He needs this to be able to get back into contention with only 2 losses, and those losses, that loss being against someone that's about to fight for the championship. He needs this victory, and I think that's why he took it on short notice, is because he's confident that he can get it. Give me Gamero.
Spencer, are you tracking these?
Yeah.
And
Cool.
Gamero's his striking's very well
Wait,
versed
our
too.
picks?
He's
Yeah.
got some pretty
I'll
quick hands
go
as
back on
well.
Okay.
Might not be able to touch him at a distance, but if he can close that gap, slightly close the gap, throw those strikes, he can
He can
still
get him a
land
ground and
in the
pound
turn.
too. He has the recipe for
It's
success.
kind of when we saw Randy Brown against Jack Della. Randy
Okay.
Brown in that Volk fight.
Yeah.
Randy Brown, I think, it had the same amount of reach.
Yep. Yeah.
Jack just closed the distance,
Worked
popped
him.
one time, and that's really all it took. So it can play out like that, or this might just be a grappling match, and he just might put Jalen Turner into deep water.
Could be very boring, and we could see,
But I got Gamero.
Yeah,
Yep,
I got
Gamero.
Gamero.
Even
All
though
right.
he's taking on short notice.
All right. We have, I think, one of the most interesting fights of the evening, just because of the way that it stacks up. We got Jeff Neal, 15-4, solidified striker in the UFC, 30 years and above. He's definitely registered veteran. And we have new guy, Shavat Rakhmonov, out of Kazakhstan. I did my research on this guy before. He is 16-0 overall. Last 3 fights in the UFC, all finishes. All of his fights have been finishes. He has 16 finishes to his name out of 16 fights. Only has 3 UFC fights under his belt, but he's the first UFC fighter out of Kazakhstan, and he plans to be the first Kazakhstan champion. He wants to show what his country's about, put them on the map. Watch them today. It's people of nomads. All they do is run in the hills and train. They eat horse meat constantly. Drink mange milk. This guy's built different. He is really, I think, poised to be next up. He really is reminiscent, I think Carlos said it earlier, of Khabib back in the heyday when he was really getting things going, and it was like nothing we had ever seen before. Kind of reminiscent of Islam type of situation. I just think this guy is on an upward trajectory. I think he is really poised to be a next UFC superstar. I think he's going to finish this guy, Jeff Neal, relatively quick by whatever means necessary. And we're going to see Rakhmonov really have a nice, maybe, I don't know if he's ready to headline a pay-per-view yet, but I think we could see him being, a co-main event on something pretty big in the future
Yeah, and I think,
after this win.
I think Rakhmonov.
Rakhmonov.
For
Get it right, bitch.
I'm sorry.
for
He's
this
Kazakhstan.
fight, I think it's just another guy that's just in his way. Like the big fight that we're gonna eventually get with this is him against Chimaev.
Yep.
Khamzat Chimaev. That is the fight to make. Eventually, that'll happen.
Insane.
He still needs to get through a couple of guys, maybe just Jeff Neal, maybe one more. And they meet in the
Hamzat
middle.
versus Rakhmonov.
They're 2 guys that have never lost. They're completely dominant in the style that they fight. They are both amazing grapplers. They both strike pretty damn well. And honestly, I think this is just another one of the fights for Rakhmonov where this is just another guy in my way. I got to get him out of my way and then obviously work his way to the top 5, top 3 if even. I think he definitely has the potential for that. Well, so for those reasons, I have Rakhmonov for sure.
So dominant. I think the
Very dominant.
only question mark here is with a guy with explosive hands like Neal. We've never seen Rakhmonov take any damage. No damage in the UFC yet. He's finished everybody in the first round. Really dominant. Really reminiscent of Khabib in the way Khabib was running through the division when he was up and coming. If Jeff Neal doesn't get lucky, it's going to be a long night or a really quick night for him.
I think what can happen is Jeff Neal. Don't get me wrong. He's got great striking. His last fight was against Vicente Luque. He fucked his ass up. I was not expecting that one.
Neither was I.
I give all the credit to Jeff Neal, but what I can see happening is Jeff Neal overextending. Rakhmonov sees the opening, takes him down, and just fucking.
Jeff Neal fought Neil Magny not too long ago, and it was a really good fight. And Rakhmonov destroyed.
Destroy Neil Magny.
Yeah, so it's just
Destroyed.
That's
so.
the way I look at it. Rakhmonov is just built different. He's a monster.
Yeah.
Coop, who do you have?
You got the upset?
I'm going. No, I don't have the upset. I got Rakhmonov
All right.
Shavkat?
for sure.
Out of Kazakhstan. All right, boys.
I wanted to pick Neal, but
Clean. We convinced you?
Neil?
Yeah, Rakhmonov
Yeah.
is different,
You mean
bro.
Jeff?
his last name is Neal.
Oh. Oh, yeah. I'm still thinking about Neil Magny. How
My name is Jeff.
Look, I didn't come as prepared for this as I probably should have, and I apologize to you guys. The next UFC episode, I'll be fucking.
No, this is good. This is good stuff. This is good stuff.
I just love this. I'd be fucking looking these guys up. I like to know their backstory. All right, easiest fight of the night.
Oh yeah.
Co-main event: Valentina Shevchenko,
Yup.
23-3.
Yeah,
Belt
I was gonna
holder.
say, this one I can pick.
The goat.
I know Shevchenko.
We got Grasso fighting out of Mexico, 15-3. Looks like Pokimane, the Mexican Pokimane. She's a cute girl for sure, but I do not think that she knows what she's getting herself into. Give me fucking Shevchenko in any way necessary.
She does kind of look like Pokimane.
She does.
No, Shevchenko, man.
Grasso is gonna have a
The
tough
only
time.
person to beat Shevchenko is Amanda Nunes, and honestly, if Amanda Nunes and Shevchenko were to run this back for a rubber match,
Be a long day.
I think at this point in time where they're both at in their careers, I think Shevchenko would beat Amanda Nunes this time around.
That's a bold take. But
Only
Amanda, if you want to come on the show and talk shit to this
only
guy,
because
Oh, she
Amanda
fucking
Nunes,
trounced
we
it,
saw
yeah.
that she is immortal. She fucking got choked up by Juliana
Pena.
Marquez.
Pena.
Juliana Pena, sorry. Which was,
which
just
was
like,
absolutely insane.
it was
One of the
just like,
cringiest fighters in
nobody
UFC
saw
history.
that
And then
coming.
she beat the
Biggest
This-
upset.
fuck out of her the second fight. Give her props because it went to decision, right?
Yeah,
she stayed all five.
she-
Second fight was all 5 rounds, right?
She didn't give up.
But she was getting
Pummeled.
Yeah.
beat up.
They're gonna fight again, yeah?
I think they're supposed to.
Do you
It's
think
1-1.
after
It's
making-
1-1.
He wants
Amanda
to.
Nunes should
Pena
go
needs
back in
to.
there, but it's like the two
Pena does need to.
two individuals.
Pena's so
I
good.
mean, honestly, dude, in just
she really
MMA,
was.
in just MMA, not even in women's, not in like diversifying, just in MMA, Valentina Shevchenko is
Go.
my women's GOAT.
It's her and Nunez.
Now, Amanda Nunes, yes, she was double champ and all of that. But just because Amanda Nunes lost that fight, just like decreased her legacy that much.
So here's what I want to ask. Totally off topic.
I have a question for you too, after.
And I think I already know the answer to this, but was Ronda Rousey just so dominant because the women's division was just horrible?
Yes.
Not very developed at
Okay.
that point, yeah. UFC wasn't big with
Because
women yet.
nobody.
Shevchenko had to come out of. She was in another fight league and then came to UFC to dominate.
I'm sure, yeah.
She was doing big things before.
Because Ronda doesn't even get like.
Ronda's
Ronda's got WWE superstars.
Taylor
talking shit
Robertson
to
will give
them.
Ronda flowers for anything.
Yeah.
This is the reason why Ronda Rousey is the reason why women fight in the UFC now. Okay, so like
Which
that's
I agree.
Where, that's
I agree.
Where Ronda Rousey plays her whole part in
Trailblazer.
the MMA community. In regards to being like one of the greatest, fuck no.
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey fought nobody. She did, and at that time,
Holly Holm.
granted, women in MMA was just getting started. So
Yeah.
during
Well, she
that
was
time,
she was headlining every card
Yeah,
because she
but-
was knocking everybody out in 20 seconds.
She was just that much more advanced than everybody, you know.
Uh-huh.
And the way they like to put it, bro, is that there's different times when people have their primes. Once their primes are done, it's done, dude. Like it is absolutely.
It's hard to get
done.
that back, yeah.
It's really hard to get that back because there's just younger people that come in that are stronger, faster than you, and sometimes you don't have to be as technical as you, but if they're stronger and faster than you, at a certain point, you're gonna lose. You're not gonna see your reaction time is slower, blah blah blah, right?
Mhm.
But Ronda Rousey, yeah, she's an amazing person for what she did for the sport, for the women in MMA. But no, she is not considered as one of the greatest at all.
Did you hear what Chael Sonnen said this week? That John Jones had a love triangle with Shevchenko and Holly Holm.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
What's up
Yeah,
with that?
I don't know what that is. Chael Sonnen's a fucking weirdo.
He is a
dude.
weirdo,
is,
but
huh?
if that's a thing, that is hilarious.
But John Jones' last fight, I think Valentina co-mained as well.
Yeah.
So it's very weird as to how they co-main and main event together. But back to Valentina. Have Valentina where she's at and what she's doing now compared to Amanda Nunes. I gotta go with
I
Valentina.
mean, yeah, she's minus 800 right now.
She's
Yeah.
a huge favorite.
She's minus 800 in
gonna
every
go
fight.
there and fuck,
Damn
literally
near.
fuck her day up, dude. Like she's
She hasn't
gonna
had
fuck
anybody
her day up.
challenge her in a long time.
They
Yeah,
just need to do the super fight again. It's just been too long. Both have gone through their ups and downs. Actually, Valentina's has not gone down at all. She has
Yeah.
not lost.
He's a
since-
machine.
I think Valentina has not lost since 2017. Correct? me
He's
if
a
I'm wrong.
machine. All right, we got
If
clean
that's
sweep then,
2017,
Valentina?
that's what, 6 years?
2017, Amanda Nunes.
That's the last person she lost to.
And then before that, Amanda Nunes
Exactly.
in 2016.
And that
He's
was it.
different. He's
Well, no,
different.
she lost to Liz
He has 3 fights.
Carmouche
Oh,
in
that's Carmouche.
2010.
Yep.
All right, I got Shevchenko, no doubt.
110,000%.
For
Landslide.
sure. There's no way you're not going against.
All right, main event, boys.
There's no way you're going against.
We kind of talked about it earlier, what we think is going to happen and where we see this fight going.
What?
Good?
Yeah, no, I'm
tired?
no. I'm
He's over
perfect.
this. He's over
No.
this.
I was giving a dramatic like.
You were like,
main event.
All right, Cyril Gane, 11-1, holding the belt currently after Ngannou leaves the UFC, and we got John Jones coming off the no contest against Daniel Cormier, 26-1. This is a really good matchup. Like we said, Cyril has the advantage. We think striking, footwork wise, technicality. He's really, really advanced, but I think John Jones obviously has the ground and pound advantage. He's a wrestler. He's going to take Cyril into the depths of the ocean, and Cyril might not be able to find his way out, honestly. And that's what John Jones has told him. He's going to take him down and see if he can switch.
Shit.
That's what John's been saying. He's going to see if he can sink or swim. And I don't know. I don't know if Cyril's manhood has been tested the way that John Jones is willing to put him through a grueling 5-round fight. Especially the way that Ngannou was able to test him not being a wrestler and only being a knockout power striker, God-given talent kind of guy. John Jones is, like we're saying, undisputably or one of the GOATs of UFC, if not the greatest champion ever. And I just think he's so motivated right now, and I just don't see anything getting in John Jones' way. Give me John Jones.
yeah. I mean, I got to go John Jones. Like I said, it's just like a broken record, bro. John Jones. But do not be surprised if
it's always
he does
there.
face some challenges in there, man. Like, there's a lot of unanswered questions that we have about John Jones, especially being at heavyweight. It's just different because, like, if John Jones is fighting like a Derek Lewis, that's just like a no-brainer.
We've never seen a fighter like Cyril at heavyweight.
Cyril Gane is just a different type of breed at the heavyweight division.
Insane.
Granted, he did lose to Francis.
Yeah, but Francis, some would consider is also.
But we were saying the same thing about John, too. It's just they're different athletes. It's a different kind of
It's
athlete.
just a different, and that's the thing too. Like I'm pretty confident to say that Cyril Gane is going to be the quicker striker out there on Saturday.
Well, real quick, Cyril Gane does look like my man, Base Coley, right? I've always looked at him and I'm like, God damn, that looks like Cole.
The French Cole?
That's hilarious, dude.
Dude, I always looked at him. I was like,
Low key, kind
I
of.
was like, holy shit, he looks like
A
Cole.
little bit. Cole, if you don't agree with that, you might have to get on Spence's head.
I can see it.
That's hilarious. No, but like I said, man, John Jones should go out there and get the win. I don't think he's gonna finish Cyril, man. I just don't think he's gonna. It's gonna be a decision fight. That's the thing about John Jones. He's just been the past few fights. He's just been playing the safe fight. He just makes sure that he wins the fight.
Playing with his food.
3-2, 4-1, whatever the case is. I just don't think it would be smart for him to get in the pocket with Cyril Gane.
Hang around that long.
Yeah, don't
Finish it.
keep your distance, mix in the grappling, John Jones is one of the greatest clinch work out there. I'm just intrigued to see like how his speed and his reaction time is going to be a little bit different.
Matches up to a heavier John
He's
Jones.
just packed on so much weight,
Yep.
So like you do have to consider that.
Yeah,
Great
he's
point.
packing.
Like those pictures that I saw of John today, like they actually did his UFC photo shoot.
He looks top heavy, bro. He looks very
is
top
so
heavy.
top heavy. Like he is a big dude, and his legs still relatively look skinny. Like there is a path for victory for Cyril Gane. There is, but
That's always been the path to victory against John in the heavyweight division, and nobody's done it.
nobody's in the light heavyweight division, but nobody's done it in heavyweight. And obviously, heavyweight and light heavyweight, it's different power.
Miles
It's a
apart.
different power.
Yeah.
Not saying that John Jones can't go out there and take a leg kick.
We'll see.
But
Give me John.
I can see maybe Cyril Gane landing one great leg kick on John and maybe just tripping a little bit and being, oh shit. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it happens all the time. Still got John Jones, but I just got a weird feeling in me that Cyril Gane's going to go out there and make it a fucking fight, dude. Going to make him work, especially with him being gone for 3 years.
Yeah.
But give me Jones.
Anyone taking the upset?
I got Jones.
Jones. All right, sweet, fellas.
Wow.
We pretty much agreed on every pick.
Yeah.
So if you guys parlay our pick,
Put the parlay together.
I think Coop is the only one that varied on which one was it? I think
I picked.
he picked Turner.
Yeah,
you
picked
picked
Turner.
Turner. That's what it was.
All right.
That's like the only fight that scares me the most.
Hey,
That's like such a toss up for me. I can't. It tears
like
me
two
apart.
parlays, huh? You know,
Yeah.
Leave Garbrandt out of the parlay and rally our picks, I
Yep.
think.
Yep.
Duplessis, Bo Nickel. You can leave out Turner Gamero, but I like Gamero. Rachmanov, and then Shevchenko and Jones.
There is one fighter I will shout out that I really love. I think he's on the early prelims, or is he on their prelims, or in the early prelims or regular prelims?
You love Ian Gary. You love
Ian
him.
Gary should go in there and put on a fucking clinic on this guy, but he's a huge favorite too. I think it's like a -7 something.
But he just had a
Minus
kid, bro.
700.
He's distracted.
did have a kid.
Minus
He has a
700.
baby.
Yeah.
He has a baby.
Cody Saman.
Yep, Saman's nice.
That dude's a fucking monster. And the
Cody
thing that
Saman?
the thing that surprises me is that he's no.
Like
I
Saman?
don't think he's more than like a -300. He's like in the twos, right?
Minus 300.
Yeah, minus 300.
right around there. The thing that sucks about this card is that there are so many heavy favorites.
Yep.
It's very hard to find a lot of value this weekend.
Well, we got to hit the parlay. The sideline banter parlay, baby.
There is a reason why all these guys are big favorites. It's because they are literally supposed to win this
Yep.
fight. Like,
This is a big push card where a lot of people need to get another win to be solidified even more to get
right.
moved up in the division, get a title shot, get a look at a
There's
main
six.
event.
There's 6 fights on this whole card that are minus 300 and up.
Yeah, that's
crazy,
crazy.
man.
That's crazy. You usually don't see that.
Shevchenko's minus 800. Nichols minus 1600.
So
It's
fucking
fucking
Ian Gary's
insane.
minus 700, bro. Like
Yeah.
everything's a little lopsided. But then we
all
have
those guys win.
close toss-ups like Garbrandt, Brunson.
Who's Basharat? Basharat?
Basharat. That's a
Basharat.
good fight.
That's
He's
a good one.
minus
He's like a
four.
minus 600,
He's minus
something like
480.
Yeah, he
against Blackshear.
because
He
he's
should win that
undefeated.
fight. He should win that
What
fight.
a battle of names.
Basharat Blackshear.
I'll tell you this: if you're afraid or you feel skeptical of putting all of the heavy favorites on one ticket, you're not doing the wrong thing. All of these people that are heavy favorites.
All right,
in
you
this-
heard it
in
from
this
the llama,
card,
baby.
The only one that I can possibly see losing that is a gigantic favorite in here is the Basharat fight.
Okay.
Blackshear is very, very good, very technical. He's very strong. He's got good grappling too. It's gonna be interesting to see. That would probably be the only one I would stay away from. Replace that guy with Cody Saman.
All right.
There you go.
Okay.
And that's UFC talk with the fucking sideline banter,
Yeah,
boys.
that's UFC
did.
285.
All right, we had an amazing episode,
We
boys.
did,
Is there
honestly.
anything
2
else you guys
hours
want to
and
talk?
20 minutes.
Wow.
That's our longest one.
Yeah,
Hey.
definitely our longest one. I don't think there's
Welcome
anything
back
else.
to Sideline Banter.
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome back. Sorry, I was such a little. I was barely in a lot of the combos, boys, for the UFC. I'm a little disappointed in myself,
Hey,
honestly.
we'll get back to it. We're
You look great.
Hey.
You look great though.
You have a little
Bro.
ring rust. We'll
Hey,
get
you
into
had,
it.
You had some good memories of, the old UFC.
Hey, you put up
threw
some
in
good
there.
points.
Hey,
too.
I was trying to just lay the questions out there, man.
You had great questions though.
I didn't
You had
have
great
to.
follow-up questions.
I didn't have time to prepare.
You hosted the
this
show
week.
like a G.
Well, next time I'll be a lot better. I promise you that.
Hey.
When we were talking football at the beginning, I was like, oh, I was like, we're back. And then as soon as you guys were like, UFC 285, I was like, fuck.
And the good thing is, we will have it next time because Spencer moved in. So we got episodes. We got episodes coming at you from all types of angles every Wednesday, I think.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
actually, I might not be here unless Cooper pays me.
Oh.
I will pay you,
man.
okay? I just keep forgetting to pull cash out. And who has fucking cash? I'll zell
I'm
you.
disappointed.
I will zell
Nobody
you.
has said
I
that
will
to
pay,
this
I will
point.
pay.
Pay that
I
man.
will zell him.
Low key, huh? How disappointing. All right, well,
Like,
you guys have anything else you want to discuss? Throw on the table before we go ahead and break out of here? I want to say thanks to Spence for coming through and
facts.
helping us out, obviously, this week because
Shout out
we
Spence.
can't do it without him. We
agree.
proved that to ourselves full-fledged. Super Bowl
We
Sunday.
tried. We tried.
Sorry for
I
not being
promise you we tried.
here for you guys on Super Bowl Sunday,
you we
but,
tried.
but we're back.
Yeah, thanks for Carlo for coming on.
Yeah, man. I want to say thank you guys for having
Llama.
me on the show. I hope that this is the first of many. I know we got a lot.
This will be the first of many.
A lot of pretty big cards
Good
coming up
UFC.
just for the
I mean,
first and second quarter.
they're
of the
calling
year.
this online. They're calling this MMA Arch.
Really?
MMA
Oh,
Arch.
I like that. MM
MMA
March.
Arch.
MM March.
Because there's all the cards.
All of March is
All-
stacked.
March is stacked.
I
That's
mean, you
dope.
got the big London card. Hopefully, we can be back on for that one. Usman and Leon rematch. Justin Gaethje, Fiziev, great co-main. So
Give us some feedback on the episode and on the reels we post. Show some love to Carlo from coming out here and putting on some masterclass points and honestly schooling us in all the things UFC. Cause,
Yeah, really displaying his sports journalism with
Yeah.
the preference in UFC.
Yeah. Hey, he really diversified the show and got us to where we needed to go. So good
thanks
looks,
for having
Llama.
me, man. Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
But yeah, thank you guys for watching. This is Sideline Banter. Don't forget to follow us at _ Sideline Banter on Instagram and Twitter. Find us at Sideline Banter on YouTube. Hit that like, subscribe button. Download our episodes every Thursday at 8 a.m. Again, I am Cooper Pose. Joining me as always, Weston Murphy, and our special guest tonight, the Llama, Carlos Sainz. Spencer behind the camera.
Slam
Appreciate you
Diego
guys for watching.
Padres.
Hey,
Appreciate it,
fuck you.
guys.
But hey, give Flout the Football a follow. We're MMA Llama for those
Hey.
UFC takes.
Facts.
MMA
You know,
Llama or
shout
Flout
out,
the
shout
Football.
out Carlos socials.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
And
yep.
fuck the Padres.
My bad, sorry.
You can find Carlos' socials in the description of the video.
Yes, sir.
Follow
Give me
him.
a
Hit him
follow.
up.
Give me a follow.
All right.
All right.
Great episode, boys.